update the YouTube thumbnail. His YouTube thumbnail is updated. There it is. Gotta put my Twitch window up here so I can see everything that's going on a little bit better. Everything seems good. Go. And I still need to get out a new chair. Probably would have been a great day for getting a new chair. Oh well, let's go ahead and get started. Let's see, did I do this one? I believe I have done this one. So I'm going to go ahead and delete that. And let's go ahead and get this one started. As my phone starts blowing, I'm thinking of my parents talking about Christmas. Greetings everyone, and Great here with another Company Heroes 1 replay. Spawn on the north side as the US player, we have Conan. On the south side as the Panzer Elite player, we have Clarkman. Wait, Conan, Clarkman. I don't know why, but that just seems a bit funny to me. And stop with all the text messages, family. Yep, looks like we do have a second Panzer Elite, not Panzer Elite, Schimwagen deployed on out. I'm a little bit distracted, all the Christmas messages coming on in. I just want to double check, make sure nothing's happening, because getting this time of the year where stuff usually goes right or wrong, one of the two. Okay, stop the messages. Going to put this on the ground so I don't hear it rumbling all the time. And stop distracting me. We got the munitions point captured up by the engineers. Two Schimwagens haven't, of course, been deployed out, which will give the Panzer Elite player good capping pressure and good mobility. This map is quite large, so the extra mobility will come in handy for capping pressure.
This is recon.
Yes, that is a recon. Fuel point now being captured on up through the fence. We do got the fuel point captured up over here, munitions point here, and the registration point. You can see the difference in the capping pressure. The Panzer Elite player is capping more sectors so far, and just crowding more and more ground. Actual mobility does help out with that.
Yep.
Jeep will make its way forward on the Panzer Grenadier squads deployed on the field to fight. There's likely a second Panzer Grenadier squad on the build queue if I were to rotate it around. Yep, got the flashing light. And the Jeep does receive some fire right there. And we do got the Schimwagen backing away. We do got the... Oh, we do have second Panzer Grenadier here. This one has been up with G43s as well. Very nice. Third Panzer Grenadier has been deployed now. This Panzer Grenadier is just dueling the Jeep at behind heavy cover, which is good. Like with the heavy cover, though, one of the models there is not actually fighting. If you look here, this one's not shooting, not firing, so he is low on damage output. Maybe he just needs a manual target order to help get him the gear. Engineers firing across the Schimwagen. They're getting some decent damage there, but they are receiving some G43 fire as the bolt action rifle on G43 over here getting some damage in. Looks like the Schimwagen is trying to knock around the rifleman, but he is closing the gap and knock around his own Panzer Grenadier. There's two models left on Panzer Grenadier, so we will need to fall back so the engineers close the distance. The engineer squad has all three models still remaining.
Enemy unit down.
He does take out the Schimwagen included, so that is a nice pick there for the US player. Two Panzer Grenadiers making forward for the one that was wounded behind the heavy cover is here as well. Getting some bullets there, not a whole lot of damage, but I think he's getting some hits there on the engineer, but he has received no damage either. The Shimbagan has very, very wounded, so he will fall back in time.
Engineer Corps.
We're losing a point
Another
out
field
there.
point being captured up. Now the Jeep is receiving the flak Irving fire, and he is repairing up the Shimbagan. No chance of him going
Recon
down.
Ready.
Point is ours. What say we lock it down?
Engineers do get inside this building, but they do have a maximum range. He's going to try to get inside this garrison now. And he will not fire any bullets there either. Panzer Grenadiers just to maintain their range. I think that is a separate G43 squad. That may be a fresh one. Fresh upgrade.
Rifles on me.
Hi.
Hello. Ooh. Engineers will not be focused down. I think he could have got the squad wipe there if he was really trying to run him down. But it's more interested in capturing up some points. This Panzer Grenadier could go over to this mission point, start capturing it up. Schirmwagen maybe hitting over that point now as these Panzer Grenadiers are advancing forward. Doesn't have defensive operations just yet for healing. Looks like these Panzer Grenadiers start making their way forward, getting some damage there onto the riflemen.
Repairs complete, sir. Army Corps.
Jeep here.
Engineers getting the best pounding out of us.
Jeep is
Jeep
ready.
start making his way forward. We'll send some bullets there into the Panzer Grenadiers. Got our flanking riflemen. Perhaps a good angle over here as Jeep start soaking up some damage there. Another rifleman squad advancing. This one's a little bit wounded, but he will go ahead and get a nice engagement there as the Jeep start knocking around the G43s. The Jeep will need to fall back. Now is a good time to fall back with it, and he does. And there's some engineers nearby for repairs. When the G43 squad does fall back, Trios Center is deployed so the riflemen can get some much needed healing. And that 5-minute squad will fall back early. He will save some manpower right there. And does receive took the opportunity to express a fire barrage. The Panzer Grenadier is also quite wounded. Panzer Grenadiers fall back. The riflemen can stick around for a little bit longer, but we're seeing a bit of fire. It was probably not worth using that suppressive fire barrage. The Panzer Grenadier wouldn't be able to last too much longer since it was so wounded.
Our front lines are collapsing.
We got a full combat load. Stay by me and I'll keep you alive.
Schirmwagen receiving some good damage there.
Great business.
And now the supply yard has been deployed on out. You may be eyeing for an early Greyhound. Probably likely, because chances of him fighting a 2-2 is also severely likely, because we got the Panzerjäger Command. And there's probably going to be at least 2 2-2s. We got the engineers being forced on back. The Jeep is over here.
Down on point. We're getting beat up.
Looks like the Jeep is getting some fire there onto the Panzer
We have
Grenadier
a threat to
squad.
our victory point.
Panzer Grenadiers will be captured with these points now. As these Panzer Grenadiers are behind the light cover, the riflemen do get nice and close, and he will hop inside the garrison. There are 3 windows inside, so that's a good garrison to fight from. The riflemen needs to go around to this far side. They want to take the engagement. There's only 1 window on this side. Decides to back away, perhaps heading to low ground now, eyeing for some heavy cover and 1 window, which will probably be a little bit better than this side, but you take extra damage from the repositioning. This Panzer Grenadier squad will fall back, as we do have this Panzer Grenadier repairing up the Schirmwagen while it's captured the munitions point. Looks like the center of the map has largely been no man's land. Neither side is captured up whatsoever, and this Panzer Grenadier squad will likely go down. The Jeep is in a good position, and he takes the bad retreat path. Nope. Oh yeah, he's down south, not up north. The Jeep's in pursuit. It is highly likely he will get wiped out. He needs 1 bullet to hit it.
Enemy unit
And
down.
the Jeep does run him down.
Our front lines are collapsing.
Schirmwagen's trying to capture the missions point.
Rifle squad has the objective. Fall in, riflemen. Weapon support center is up and good to go.
Now we do have Weapon Support Center, likely going for some upgrades. Yep. Oh, no, that's a 30 cal. 30 cal is not what I was expecting.
Repairs complete. We have your orders, sir.
VP has been captured on up. We do have a slight ticket advantage for the Panzer
All
League player, but
units, light vehicles may now advance and capture territory.
looks like the US player has gone for Armor Doctrine. So let's switch to the Panzer League player, see what doctrine he will go for. Riflemen are capturing the VP now, and there's some STGs now in the center of the map. We do have only Oh yeah, he did gun down with the Panzer Grenadiers. So we've got 2 or 3 G43s, 1 STG squad.
Supply lines are broken. We have
We also have a fresh
territory
222 out on the field. And the Jeeps is FHC-1 are from behind some heavy cover there, which will be a good fighting position for them, but they're a little bit outnumbered. Some of the Panzer Grenadiers are behind heavy cover as well. Over here, Schimpfwagen has decaptured the fuel point. Does receive a carbine fire there from the support weapon crew. And we'll see some rear armor hits there now. There is room to escape over there, but decides to back over this direction. And he should escape out no problem. Plenty of roads from the floor down. Ooh, nice landmine there, forcing back the Panzer Grenadiers, who highly likely have defensive operations available, I'm assuming.
Target secured. No contact. Ready to pass on order.
And the STG squad will capture that
Forward
VP.
supply lines are broken.
2-2 does get some damage there as this
All in.
Panzer Grenadier starts to make its way forward. Both these squads are falling back. It looks like he may not have any stick grenades available. SCG squad will get some good damage on the retreat. Does get one of the models there, but of course he does have the triage center for healing. So that health will be replenished. STG squad could get inside this garrison. There is 3 windows on this side. That'd be a good garrison for the STG squad to fire from. And plus, not all the models are firing right there, so he's missing out on some damage.
Advances on our victory points.
The Jeep is capturing the point because he went for the armor doctrine and immediately went for that ability, which actually you don't see that ability actually used all too often. So the Jeep now is a capping squad. It can cap as well as cap people. 30 cal does get inside the garrison here. 2-2 will... He does spot that, which means he knows what doctrine his opponent has gone for. We got an M3 half-track deployed now. Try and go for a quad half-track upgrade, I'm assuming.
The enemy is attempting to seize a fuel point from us.
2 222s have been deployed on out. G43 squad, booby traps here, so he has gone for Scorched Earth. So Scorched Earth versus Armor Doctrine. And he does have an M3 here, which also means that can also cap points. It is currently a garrison inside of it, so he does have the 50 cal. I'm not sure how effective 50 cal is versus armored cars. You rarely ever see the half track whatsoever, let alone having the guy in the back gunning, or in the front gunning. Let's see a bit of autocannon fire there. Looks like he's getting some good damage there on the rear armor, so it does reasonably well. And looks like he started repairing up while in combat, which can be a bit risky as he just immediately sets a autocannon shot into the 2 engineer squad.
We are losing ground.
Starting to get some good damage there onto these armored cars, forcing back the armored cars as the engineers start trying to repair up the M3 half-track. One more shots into it. We have the rifleman squad advancing. This rifleman squad also advancing as well. The 222s haven't seen the fire there. Gets damage, engine crit. He may be trying to pursue it there with the 50 cal in the back, which he may be able to get the kill there. It is wounded enough with a sporting rifleman there. And the M3 has received a lot of health in return. Trying to repair it up while it's retreating away. He may lose a 222. Light AT half-track has deployed on the field. Doesn't get a crit shot off there. Goes fully out of control there. The short engine crit there onto the half-track, fully immobilized now. And he will go ahead and completely neuter that M3. So this will be a mutual trade. I'm not... Okay, that squad was... That armor car was so low enough I thought he would splash it down himself. The Jeep, however, is going to pursue that armor car, but will not be able to get the kill. On the right side, of course, still have the Schimpfwagen and the G43 squad.
Ready, sir.
We do have an M1 AT gun set on up. We do not have a tank depot. The rifleman squad will need to fall back relatively soon. A little bit too low health to stay around for comfort. Jeep doing a 5-point turn. as the light AT half-track does receive a AT gun shot and may receive another shot right here. It goes down. Mortar half-track does get deployed on out. He could perhaps get a Burgundy to recover those assets, but not really worth it at this point in time. Does get the kill there on the carcass itself, so you can't recover that anymore. The mission point over here has not been captured just yet.
Infantry section.
Vertical does get some shots there and does spot the mortar half-track. I don't think the mortar half-track has fired just yet. This may be its first shot right now. That may be incendiary mortar. Does get some hits there and just using a high explosive barrage. Jaeger command has been selected. He does have his 3 structures meant for the Panthers, so he may be eyeing for some Panthers. He knows against the armor, so Panthers will be very necessary in help dealing with either the M10s or Pershing that he may fight. And the sniper does finish off that STG squad, so now there's 3 G43 Panzer Grenadiers, a mortar a mortar half-track, and the auto-cannon scout car. The Jeep's now going to try to pursue the T2 in the rear armor. Nope. We'll let it drive away. Mortar half-track received quite a bit of fire from that 30 cal. Of course, the minimap will always go crazy when I try to use it. 30 cal is in the middle of the map, does finally get retreated back. The Panzer Grenadiers are quite wounded. They're not behind cover as well, so they may need to run away from the riflemen. Scout car making his advance, getting some good damage there. Getting some great damage there onto the rifleman right there. Rifleman won't be able to stay around much longer with that scout car there. AT gun does fire a shot onto the Panzer Grenadiers. Sniper does get spotted right there. He could use suppressive fire ability to slow him down, but it's unlikely to get the kill there. Panzer support command upgrade, which means he's very close to getting the Panther research. The Panzer Grenadier squad does fall back. He could potentially get wiped there. Pretty low in health. Oh,
Lost a unit.
it was actually 2 landmines there. Not just 1, but 2. So he does secure a squad wipe there. There's a fresh Panzer Grenadier squad, but he is leading squads like crazy.
Kampfgruppe company is available to take the field.
And that's the last upgrade to get the Panthers before the Panther research itself.
We are losing territory.
That's my other computer nearby running. My bad. We do have the rifleman receiving a bit of fire there from the scout car and from the mortar half-track. Does get forced on back there. Rifleman squad will find this booby trap here. No response whatsoever, so this is going to be a deadly booby trap. Oof. And the next explosion does not come in time. Sometimes a lot of explosions, sometimes there's not a lot of explosions, but we do got another M3 half-track. Maybe we can upgrade it for quad. Another booby trap has been triggered. He does dodge this one. And there's a quad half-track getting some great damage there, plus the AT gun in the region. This 2-2 is now down for the count, as he starts missing quite a bit. The half-track's nowhere near even dead. You have some booby trap buildings as well. This Panzer Grenadier seems prone to being wiped at the current moment, and more landmines. The other one does get spotted there by the engineers.
Kampfgruppe Leer can now deploy sector artillery to strike fear into the hearts of the enemy.
Sector artillery is now available. Does booby trap work against the vehicle capture? I'm honestly not really sure. I would assume maybe yes.
The enemy is seizing our
Yes, he does.
territory.
Now, how effective is the booby traps versus light vehicles? It does a bit of damage there. Of course, that is tolerable damage.
Allied fuel is now ours.
We are losing a sector.
Viewpoint has been claimed. More booby traps being triggered. That one does receive a bit of fire there. And there's a sort of health bar right there. Can I somehow click on the booby trap itself? Oh no, there's an incendiary trap from
The enemy
Schimwagen.
is attacking a petrol depot.
But it's
Lines are
too
broken. We
far
have territory cut
into
off from
the
supply.
strategic port to actually be detonated. They did an oversight right there. Panthers now push their way forward. The Panthers, of course, a big power swing for the Panzer player. We haven't seen any sort of armor asset to help engage them. There's not even a tank depot at the moment, so he has to rely on getting out Pershing in order to deal with the Panthers. May get out another AT gun to help him out. There is a US landmine right there that may be triggered by the Panther. That could trigger at the exact wrong time. We got a number of 30 cal right here. Do have the, of course, the AT gun here. Landmine right there. Rifleman of Bar upgrade has been researched, is able to engage these forces no problem. Panzer Grenadiers are inside this garrison. And we are seeing a forward HQ being deployed now. Because I see the progress bar right there, but decides to abandon it because with a sniper in the region, he will perhaps lose his squad entirely.
We're losing a fuel depot to the enemy.
It does get a great
enemy
trap
is
here,
weakening
wiping
even
out the
now.
squad. The detonations happen in the front of at a really good angle there, so he's able to get 2 explosions there to wipe out. He ran the last of the models into the second explosion, which is unlucky for him. Schimwagen has been deployed, is captured at that point here. Panzer Grenadiers captured at this point here. He can always scorch some of these VPs if he needs so as well.
The enemy is attacking a
Mortar
petrol
half track,
depot.
eyeing the barrage. Maybe he knows about that 30 cal placement?
Victory point is ours. Have it set and wired.
Sounds like a trap has been, well,
Ready to pass on orders.
not trap has been, yeah, trap has been laid. I cannot speak today. I really just can't think or speak. Sniper has made his 5th kill right there. There's another US landmine right there to get any Panther in the region. Speaking of which, is there only one? There's the other Panther. It still has a damage engine there from this landmine.
Ready to deploy.
Panzer Grenadiers with STGs are making their way forward. He does have another Panzer Grenadier with STGs being upgraded now. He does have quite a bit of munitions stored up, so he will have sector artillery, and by the time that one gets off cooldown, he'll have another one ready to go. Going for another booby trap here. More booby traps across the front line as Panzer Grenadiers are making their advance, trying to get some damage there on that Jeep. Sniper does get some hits there. Mortar half track does get some splash damage as well. This Panther has received a bit of fire there. AT gun is firing away. We do have a defensive M3 in the region as well.
The enemy advances.
Booby trap not being dodged. Late dodge there, getting some great hits there. Notice the mortar half track got some good hits there onto the AT gun as this AT gun started making advance, getting some good hits there onto that Panther, getting a rear armor hit there now. Does find a landmine onto this Panzer Grenadier, forcing him back. Now we do have a second artillery raining in on top of these riflemen. Maybe a little bit too premature for the sector artillery. It's just that one squad of there. These support weapons are outside the radius as well. And he knows about it raining on in because those artillery shells are quite telltale, especially when you know what Dodger's gone for. Go for a sticky bomb there on the mortar half-track. Maybe a bit out of the account Panther because it's almost down. The mortar half-track now is seeing quite a bit of bar rifle fire, which is also pretty effective versus the, what's it called, the mortar half-track. Got 80 gun rounds bouncing the frontal armor of the Panther. It does get a sticky bomb there now. It doesn't actually get a kill there, it gets a crit instead. Mortar half-track gains some minor hits there onto the AT gun. Oh, displays it, gets a good hit there. Schimwagen, no incendiary trap in that region. Yep, that's sort of a bit of a thing with the Computers 1, where you have to roll a crit, the death crit, in order to kill a vehicle. That's basically like that for almost all vehicles, whether it be gunfire, tank shots, sticky bombs. Ooh, and that sector artillery got a direct hit there.
The enemy has destroyed one
Oh
of the
wait, there
Kampfgrupp's
may...
vehicles.
I thought it was 6... Maybe that wasn't squad wipe, because there's still one model remained. The sniper may be down. But the sniper's still there. There's just 5 models down there on that rifleman squad. We had the 4-man squad upgrade on the Panzer Grenadiers, which will greatly increase the durability of these Panzer Grenadiers. Armor cars make its advance. Panzer Grenadiers are falling back as well. And he will not run him down to get the wipe on the Panzer Grenadier. I probably would have gone for it, because the chance of him finding a booby trap is nearly guaranteed. Does get inside the garrison, trying to duel it out with the armored car. Gets great pens there. All 5 models are firing. Over on the left side, we got the AT gun receiving more AT gun hits. Machine gun does get a deadly hit there from the Panther as well. While the AoE suppression does connect with the Panzer Grenadiers, now he is starting to gun the Panzer Grenadiers themselves. So you'd be very shortly fully pinned. Awesome unit. The armor car goes down to the rifleman. Okay, interesting. The bars manage to duel out, the heavy cover being out, the garrison cover. Rifleman does manage to somehow finally detonate that incendiary trap. And oof. He can't retreat back now because if he retreats back, he goes straight into the incendiary trap. He has to wait for that incendiary trap to expire, and then he gets the, then he can actually safely retreat.
Rejoice,
The armor car would have torn him up on the road if he would have went for the Panzer Grenadier kill. Potentially. STG squad deployed on out. Panzer Grenadiers are receiving 2 sources of suppression there, the MG and the quad half-track, but he does get the capture in time and does fall back. Damage engine there on the mortar half-track. We're seeing some AT gun shots there, another blue trap thrown right there. And there's also another incendiary trap there. Is there some sort of combo involving the incendiary trap and booby trap? Maybe the incendiary trap helps send your opponent to do a little bit extra damage. We do have the Panther receiving this sticky bomb there. Does get the damage engine crit, but does send some hits there onto the MG. SCG squad will need to fall back. Oh, very wounded. Needs to fall back sooner rather than later because that model will go down. Oh, and that one goes down first. This one's almost down. 30 cal could potentially fire a burst onto it, but no, does not. Panthers in the region has a Vet 1 defense, does pick out the M1917. The SCG squad is also quite wounded as well. Those sniper shots are really overkill because he just sneaks away from death. Fresh mortar half-track has deployed on out. We've got these Panzer Grenadiers being reinforced. He does have defensive operations for healing, not a big surprise. And now there's two 2-2 carcasses there.
Combat ready. Heavy Panzer under attack.
Panther still receiving some AT gun shots, getting some good hits there. Main gun destroyed crit. Mortar half-track trying to eye for a barrage onto the AT gun. Does get a bounce there. You need a pen in order to get the kill there. Same thing with Humpy was too.
We are losing ground.
Does get a sticky bomb shot or sticky bomb onto the mortar half-track. AT gun shots throwing some rounds there on the Panzer Grenadiers. And now the mortar half-track's eyeing for a barrage on the last known location of the AT gun. Calkins is there on the Panzer Grenadiers, pressing them down. Rifleman captured the standard strategic points. 30 cows, quite wounded. The gun's almost destroyed. The health is almost gone. You can reinforce it from right here. The quad half-track does receive a mortar hit there, getting some damage in, but well-placed mortar will take out the MG itself.
The enemy once more.
Like that. AT gun trying to force out the ground. Maybe found an angle there on the mortar half-track.
This is Panzer.
Rifleman going for a little sticky bomb. Will be able to get an easy sticky bomb off thanks to the damaged engine. And does get the sticky bomb off there. It may be able to get the kill. Cutting it close. Nope, he does not get the kill there. Needed more rifle shots into it.
Grenadiers ready.
Grenadiers, near full health Grenadiers, or Panzer Grenadiers on the low ground. Another 2-2 went down this region. There's 3 carcasses
now
here.
able to employ scorched earth to eradicate the disease that is our enemy.
Now points connection before we scored. We got the sector artillery in this sector. That's a little bit overkill. Wait a couple moments, no more shells rain on down on top of his head. We got now Khalil Faraj raining on it. Gets some good damage down on the Panzer Grenadiers. Does not get wiped there. Of course, back to the other Panzer Grenadiers as well. This Panther with the damage engine still makes its way forward. According to the icon there, the main gun is not destroyed there, but maybe a little bit bugged out, the actual gun itself. Panzer Grenadiers didn't find that landmine there. And this one is firing, so the gun is up and going. Oh! Getting really lucky that splash damage get a full wipe there. Let's get a destroyed engine crit there, so it's severely crippled. And you got no blue trap there before capturing the point. All points are currently neutralized. The Panzer League player does have a small lead. And Sniper does get a shot there. We won't be able to capture that point. Destroyed engine. Does go down to the AT gun there. Getting Vet 2, but the gun itself is almost destroyed itself. Does center bounce right there. And does get directed there. Full destroying of the AT gun. Did not have time to repair it up. Water half track is starting to reinforce some of these riflemen in the region. Trying to go forward for a sticky bomb. SCG squad does not capture the point there. All points are still neutralized, and Khalil Barrage now running on in, trying to get some damage there on the Panther. It looks like very few of the rockets are actually coming close. They're largely scattering around him, in front, behind, and to the side. But half track force gets some piece suppression there. Riflemen trying to make their advance. Getting some big damage there behind the heavy cover. Does get some damage there on the quad half track. Veteran C2 as well. Boom trap has been triggered. Late response there. The Jeep does receive a one detonated shot there. Yep, and the Panther can. Also, I think the best anti-tank gun unit is probably the Flak 88. Getting some good hits there onto the rifleman. Leaving some damage engine crick there onto the Panther.
Has arrived and is now available for deployment.
That's actually a Panther battle group, so that's actually a fresh set of Panthers. The original one with a destroyed-ish main gun is back here. HCers have picked up a bar as this AT gun starts firing some shots there. Fresh AT gun.
Achtung! Enemy forces are attacking our
Another
patrol
damage in
depot.
there. He may lose this Panther as well. Does roll a bounce there on the side. He maybe will get some more sticky bombs off there, but now there's a big line sight blocker there preventing any sort of advancement. Does get another sticky bomb off on the other Panther as well. Both of the tank traps there, which does absorb a shot, or just roll a miss. Calio barrage eyeing for a very close range barrage, but we'll have to go through the garrison. It's relatively successful. Ain't gonna show that he does go down to the Calio, leaving one Panther remaining. The Panzer Elite player is losing a lot of forces.
Comrade, search prepared artillery pieces can now be commissioned for our troops.
Tools are able to be deployed on out. Over here, the veteran Panthers make this advance well. Getting some point-blank shots down the AT gun. However, it's rolling some misses, and he does have forward reinforcements. But it's currently not actually set on up. It's currently set up at a weird angle. Yep, that was relatively a lucky Calio barrage. Able to go to the garrison. Relatively reliable. Then again, I think I can see why he went to the garrison. It did go through the garrison. It created a hole to go to the garrison.
We have destroyed an enemy unit.
This landmine could be detonated there by the Panther that tries to escape, but it's fully immobilized. I want to take another look at that garrison when I had a chance. The sticky bomb may get the kill there. Destroyed the engine. Now it's even more immobilized. Rolls a bounce there. And looks like he's going to go ahead and perhaps trying to flank it. The G43 squad is advancing. Maybe Iron pushes a sticky bomb in the rear armor there. Here comes the Calio barrage. Main gun destroyed there. And I think he took out his own AT gun with that Calio barrage. This Panther is still alive. Metro C2 in the base. He needs some sticky bombs there. This AT gun still has trouble firing and maybe bugged out. Well, looks like it's setting up around now. The gun itself is nearly destroyed. We'll get a rear armor shot there. Yeah, there's Vet 3. 2 vehicles destroyed, so 2 Panthers destroyed. That gives up the Vet 3 no time. The gunner does go down. He could perhaps take time to focus on the AT gun itself. We do have a Jeep here and sniper. And he finds that landmine's getting fully immobilized. We saw that landmine over earlier, and this one is the one who found it. The last of the Panther is easy pickings. Does recruit the AT gun, and that can get an easy veteran seat. With the rear armor there, death is assured. Yeah, it was probably a big throw by the Panzer player. He's now captured the VP here. This one here is not being captured well. He could have got a triple capture and quickly drained his opponent's VPs. The year is 2022. This point has been scorched as well. If he recaptures this munitions point, the rest of these sectors will be in territory. There's actually a fuel point here? Why did he go for a fuel point? He's going... Ah, there's a tank depot. AT gun, Veteran C2 will lose its Veteran C very soon. This point is trying to be repaired up by the engineers, as the riflemen are being focused down first. Yep, the Cambiros is still a bit alive by a small community. And for some reason, when I see M8, I don't think it's M8, I think Greyhound. Oh, the Jeep will go down. Very like the STG squad will rip it apart. Goodbye, Mr. Jeep. There's also this landmine here, which these Panzer Grenadiers could find. They do find. Doesn't get a squad wipe there. I'm used to computers too, where basically guaranteed to kill off 2 models.
Booby trap is set and wired.
Sherman Calliope, Vet 3, this is the one that killed 2 Panthers. It's not deployed out any other Sherman Calliope. It does find a good hit there. Boom trap has been triggered right here. Riflemen do mostly dodge, I believe. Panzer Grenadiers start making the way forward, trying to get some damage on in. This Rifleman squad now at Veterancy 2.
You have destroyed an enemy
And
unit.
that may be Sector Artillery. No, that is definitely Hummel. Hummel has been deployed on now. The Hummel's relatively good option at this point in time because those Panthers didn't really do all. No, they did well, but not well enough. What's that shooting at?
Explosive set.
Wait, it's hitting this Panzer Grenadier.
Section ready.
Okay. Oops, and I took a screenshot.
The enemy is down to 200 points.
And I think that may have been a squad wipe there because I saw 2 blue markers right there. True. The Panthers did well, just, yeah, too aggressive. Sometimes you can't just overextend. I'm just like there's a computer's,
Eliminated the enemy once more.
oh, what went down there? Was it an AT gun or was it the
The
sniper?
enemy is impacting Camp Copelier's victory points.
That may have been the sniper right there. Yeah, scoped rifle. Sniper went down the sector artillery. I'm used to this computers too, where the Panthers are just only AT. Unless you play my mod, then the pintle mounts actually and the MGs do a decent amount of damage. We do have another booby trap being triggered. Late response there, gains some great damage in there, and sort of dance around in the retreat path as well.
The enemy is seizing our territory.
The booby trap point is, well, not very effective versus the M3, but the Hummel does pose a threat to the M3. Now we do have it perishing out in the field.
In the perimeter. Our base is under
Calliope
attack.
barrage raining on in, gains some good damage there. We do have the light AT half track being deployed out, which would be good to help try to crit the Pershing. Pershing has now been spotted. Maybe getting out some more Panthers at this point is necessary, or we go for perhaps a little bit cheaper option with the Martyrs, but even then the Martyrs are very vulnerable to the Calliopes. Then again, when are Martyrs really ever a good option? In extremely
losing
limited
ground.
cases where Martyrs are actually useful. More booby traps, not big surprise. This building booby trap still has not been triggered. One half track, and the Pershing gets a good hit right there, getting 3 kills. And going for a booby trap right there is not a good idea. Another direct hit there on top of the Panzer Grenadiers. I can see scorching the point, but not laying on a booby trap like that. Actually, no, didn't he actually deploy the booby trap there? It was interrupted at the last moment. Jawohl. On the right side, Panzer Grenadiers making their way forward. We've got the Calliope now raining on in as well. The Riflemen will be splashed. We do have the garrison there.
Capturing a sector.
Pershing camping the point. Got the Calliope right here. As the Riflemen are trying to repair up the point now. I see the flashing terrain thing is being captured, but it's not. SCGs will go ahead and take out the observation post. Why did he get the observation post there?
Supply lines are broken. We have
The
territory
Panzer
out
player
of
doesn't even
supply.
worry about capturing fuel anymore, and his opponent doesn't need fuel either at this point in time. Just both players apply in the hundreds of
Supply
fuel.
lines are broken. The Americans are capturing a sector.
This one will be dodged. And here comes Sector Artillery trying to stop the capture of the Central P command point. Let's see, we'll back away to start repairing up the munitions point once again. And I can see munitions observation posts. Those are always going to be useful for anybody. Barring some very, very select doctrines. But fuel points, they're only useful if you're going to rush out to light vehicles or go for a Sherman spam or M10 spam. And it's a little bit late for a spam like that, plus now fuel's stored up, he doesn't need any more fuel. He has enough fuel for the rest of the game. Panzer Grenadiers are trying to be healed on up. Calliope Barrage was not successful in stop or getting squad wipes there. Squad half-track does receive a destroyed engine crit. And does receive some pens there. The light half-track is not the highest damage dealing AT weapon, so
The enemy
Squad
is
half-track
moved
will back
against one of
away.
Germany's victory points.
not highest damage dealing, nor is it really the most accurate thing. We got 2 Panthers now deployed out in the field as well. Hummel's still alive. Does have 1 vehicle kill there. Not sure what it was. Pershing's still very much alive. 7 infantry kills, veteran C1. And the sector artillery gets a direct hit there on the rifleman. Pershing engaged by the Panthers. Panzer Grenadiers in the regions. Light the abstract needs to rotate us around. Screw the M3. It gets some crit shots there onto the Pershing. So maybe on cooldown still, but it seems like long enough. Calliope Barrage completely whiffs. Misses the Panthers. Panthers in pursuit of the Pershing. I don't see any landmines here. There's still an unmanned AT gun. Move trap over here. And this is actually the garrison one. This garrison may get wiped out. No, he does avoid it in time. Pershing severely wounded. Does receive a bounce and pen there. He's still engaging. Does use allied war machine there. Main gun destroyed there. The Panthers should just back away, because the fresh Pershing will come out and then charge him down. AT gun has been recrewed.
The enemy's points have fallen to 100.
He was going for a C-bomb there on the low health Panther. He will get off. There's about, I will say, 50% chance he'll get the kill. He does get the kill there. Panther does send a miss there. AT gun will get some more shots off. Rolls a bounce. And the Panther will roll a miss. Over here, the light TF track severely wounded will back away. This VP has been captured. This one's been captured by the Panzer League player. The Panzer League player has a lot of tickets still remaining. Calliope Barrage raiding on in. Main gun destroyed there. This could be a dead Panther. Oh, dead Panther to a landmine I did not see. Oh yeah, now time to look at this garrison. I've been meaning to look at this garrison. There's like 1 wall still up. Just this 1 panel here. It's like something I noticed as well, like in Company Heroes 1 and 2, it's like a panel-based system. More panels get knocked out, the more then it will actually collapse. Sort of like Bad Company 2.
Attention, the enemy advances.
Did Engineer get the veterancy of the landmine? Let's switch over to the US player. No veterancy of the Engineers. I don't think they will get the kills for the landmines themselves. Yeah, I don't think they get kills for the landmines. The US player is down quite a bit of tickets, but he has, I think, the momentum when it comes to field control. He still has the Vet 1 Pershing. That was never killed, so the Veterancy 1 on a Pershing will be very useful, especially when it gets later on, when it gets both the Vet 2 and Vet 3. Hence, Veterancy. The Pershing can be quite a monster when he gets up to Vet 3. The train does go down there. And now we've got another Calliope Barrage right there, getting a direct hit there onto the Panzer Grenadiers, wiping it out. Yep, that's the only thing right now the Panzer League player has at the moment, the Hummel. It looks like they crewed the AT gun, but that's an acceptable loss this time because the opponent doesn't have any vehicles for him to kill other than the Hummel. I suppose there is a light TF track. Vet 3 Rifleman. He does have 1 Vet 3 Rifleman, 1 Vet 1 Rifleman, and unvetted Rifleman. Let's just deploy on another booby trap there. Capture these VPs is exactly what he needs.
Incoming! Get the hell down! Run! Ready!
You got, looks like another sector artillery right there. I don't think that's Yeah, that's sector artillery. You do have a dropped bar.
Ready for orders.
7 kills, 1 vehicle. I think that 1 vehicle, now thinking about it, may have been the quad half track, because I don't see the quad half track anymore. Gets good hits there onto the Panzer Grenadiers and wipes them out. These are close range barrages, making it much more tighter scatter. You said he'd be fine as long as the Hummel doesn't start bleeding off units. I guess the US player took your advice instead. SCGs will manage to close bits on the Rifleman squad. We'll do some good work there with the Pershings and Region getting a great hit there, and the Panzer Grenadiers just couldn't stick around. Panzer player won't get sector artillery anymore, which is big.
Lost a unit.
And thus lost another Panzer Grenadier. These bleeding Panzer Grenadiers, he needs the manpower. He's saving manpower from Panthers. Pershing is probably relatively close to getting Veterancy 2. Like the abstract eyeing for some crit shots. Now he's trying to stall out the game, scorching the points. Trying to get some more manpower in. Air Panthers have been deployed on out the field. He needs to get out some Panzer Grenadiers now. Three engineers are here. Panthers start making their way forward. Does spawn the Rifleman squad. And the Rifleman squad, of course, spawn Panthers can be very important as well. Light half track may go down to the Rifleman squad. They're getting some good pens there with the bars.
The enemy is attempting to seize a fuel point from us.
Or, no, that's the remaining the sector artillery. Sometimes the flashy sector does throw me off a bit because I look at the yellow sector. Doesn't get destroyed or killed there. Does get the destroyed engine. And Calliope finds a good actually hit there. He's softening up one of the Panthers quite severely. Pershing will love this engagement. 12 kills, I think it's like he had Vet 1 and he had 8 kills, so 12 kills is pretty close to Vet 2 now. AT Gun finds a shot there as well. AT Gun now receiving some much needed repairs. Hummel maybe eyeing for a barrage. Yeah, the Calliopes are pretty. Calliope or Calliope is doing a good job to all the structures.
The enemy is weakening even
And
now.
does take out the AT gun right there. At this point in time, that AT gun was relatively important, you know, to help the sport fight against the Panthers. Panthers are a bit wounded, they're getting repaired up. And the Panzer League player is kept at this point here, which is not good for the US player. That is 2 VPs against him. So he's going to be bleeding out quite a bit.
Attention, the enemy advances.
Riflemen trying to get out with the SCGs. As long as they have longer range, they deal a little bit better. Close range, they have no chance. Panther's coming to support as well. Panther is trying to repair up the Panther. And now here comes another Calliope barrage. Is that second Calliope? That is 2 Calliopes out in the field. The unvetted one is very, very fresh. No damage.
Achtung, the enemy is impacting.
SCG squad may manage to get back out of there. Panther is severely wounded.
The enemy has
Pershing
50
could
points
advance
left.
forward. Lightning Abstract still has a destroyed engine or a damaged engine crit. In which the Pershing needs to go around to the right side. Goes to just focus on the light abstract. Doesn't want to get any crits there. Takes up the light AT abstract. Got STG, Panzer Grenadiers. He spent the extra manpower to save the missions, and that Panther does go down, giving him a Vet 3 Pershing. Ooh, that's going to be deadly. This Panther is still right here. The Pershing's eyeing now for the base.
Hitting our base.
STG squad, I don't think he has AT grenade research. He's probably just going to spend missions on that anyways. Hummel's trying to find one last barrage before going on down.
Achtung, enemy forces.
Does fire some rounds there on the Calliope, but Waller did nothing. Hummel's now down. Sort of like how the barrel sort of stuck like that. Panzer Grenadiers trying to capture that point now. The Panzer Grenadiers are just trying to hold on the VPs as they can. There is a double capture against the US player, not just a single capture. Panzer Grenadiers getting hit significantly. Does go down there as well. He's He's down to just 2 STG squads. This point is neutralized. This point is being captured on up. This point is not being touched. Now there's a neutral capture and slowly going in favor to the US player. Calliopes are being pursued, but they are reasonably durable. Losing one wouldn't be the end of the world for the US player. Making the Panthers lose is more important than training a Calliope for a Panther. That's war for the US player. And here's Allied War Machine. Main gun destroyed there, so he does save this Calliope anyways.
Lost the punter.
Yep, veteran seat. This point will be captured on up, so the US player will need a little more tickets. And wipes out that Panzer Grenadier. Vet 3 takes no prisoners. Even starts losing some infrastructure. The Panzer Support Command, I believe that was. Does find the booby trap there, but I'm not sure where it detonated. There's a lot of craters. And he will decapture that. Why not field repair? He does have enough munitions there. I guess he just didn't care if it goes down. Hello. Yep, and 2 more Panthers. Very likely, but this game's over. He has 1 STG squad. Sure, he'll capture this point, but he does not have enough capping pressure to stick around. The US player posting some riflemen at the edge of the base outside the flak urban range would be great, just simply to stall out his opponent. Even just keeping this guy right here to ambush any Panther that comes by with a sticky bomb. Get the front one, damage the engine, slows both of them down, and if the Vet 3 Pershing should be able to duke out both of them. And decapturing these munitions points will be great because it will deny his opponents the much needed munitions, because he wants sector artillery. He does have enough munitions for sector artillery. You do have another sticky bomb there. Damage engine there, so that one's going to be crippled for quite some time because he only has 1 repair squad left. And now here comes a Calliope barrage, maybe both of them to stop the Panther some more. Looks like the undamaged Panther will phase through his buddy and does get a sticky bomb on the undamaged Panther. Both of them have damage in there, so now they're going to be crawling their way to the front line. They just need repairs. He does have 300 tickets. He can spend time for manpower, spend tickets for resources.
Victory reserves are at 300 points.
That 3 Pershing gets a kill there quite easily. I don't think he has a... Does even a Vet 3 Pershing have a chance of bouncing on a frontal armor of a Panther?
Give us a target or get us out of here!
Main gun destroyed. 1 more shot and it's down. Guess he really didn't like the Calliopes, but he played the game quite well.
Base is under attack.
Calliope's now pushing way forward. Actually, no, that was the US player saying F you. They really don't like each other, I guess. Sort of a weird time for them to start trash talking each other. And
Under enemy fire.
yeah, this game's pretty much over. I think he's just AFK for the rest of the game.
In contact!
Calliope Barrage now raining on in. If I want to potentially take out the last attack. Yep. Now he's completely gone. And back out of the game. So let's go and pass forward through the rest of the game. Ooh, look at Sherman.
We are losing ground.
Does Sherman just bounce on the Black Irving? Either way, this is Adam Gray saying thank you for watching and on to the next replay. Boop, boop. Menu. And delete. Let's see, what's this one here? I think I may have cast this one already. Yeah, I think I casted that one already. So let's go ahead and go to this one here. Any competitive game can have these sort of communities when it comes to toxicity. Greetings everyone, and Grade here with another Company Heroes 1 replay. I spawned on the north side as a Panzer League player, going for triple Kettengrad opener. We have War Machine. Spawn on the south side as a British. We have Let It Be.
Ja, Herr Kommandant.
Mission points being captured up. Now I can see why he went for. Oh, looks like he just canceled one of them. It's going for a Panzer Grenadier. I just remembered against Brits, you do tend to see a bit more extra Kettengrads and Shimwagens against the British because since they're a little bit slower, perfect time to capture up the rest of the map. Sometimes I need to remind myself of that. Looks the Brit maybe eyeing to secure up this fuel point with his HQ. He's going for. Let's switch over the Brit since there's a bit more variety in the build opener.
Let's get on with it, lads.
We have an intersection here who has not been routed somewhere. Best needs to start moving forward now. And looks like he's packing up. He's not going for a lieutenant nor a universal carrier or Bren carrier. Interesting. Usually we see one of the two.
Section ready.
All set. Point captured.
Fuel has been captured here. Kettengrad has captured the munitions point now. Scope rifles will find the Kettengrad. And looks like he's going ahead and move over here. He's probably going to deploy his HQ somewhere in this region. Yep. I'm guessing he's going to go rush for a Stewart. Though honestly, we usually see a lieutenant
Capture the target.
to help with the capping pressure as well. And perhaps a lieutenant. Why do you capture this point? I suppose he needs that point to get this point into sector as well. If he wants to get out of a fast Stewart, maybe. I'm still assuming he's going for go for fast Stewart. It's. I really hate it sometimes when I click on the mini map, it just goes off the corner of the map. But this intersection will crawl its way forward. Maybe get over here. But eyeing for the munitions point now. 2 Panzer Grenadiers in this region. The 2 Kettengrads are capturing up the rest of the map. And now we've got a mortar put coming out and do have a lieutenant. This lieutenant will be very useful to help support his forces. This guy does get suppressed there by the Panzer Grenadiers. He should retreat it back in order to get it recovered. I think this Brit, not to be insulting, maybe it's a relatively low-ranking Brit. This Panzer Grenadier squad is falling back, severely wounded. Still, they actually get wiped right there. No, he will not get wiped out there. Lieutenant has a good position right there. He perhaps could take time to kill off the cavalry. And the lieutenant's going to be moving over to the captain munitions point. Good micro right there with the officer. Starting to fall back a little bit to get these guys reinforced. He is in reinforcement range up here. We do have another fresh intersection, so we're going for a triple intersection here. No missions for any extra scope rifles. So this lieutenant will be needed to push this intersection forward, or either of these squads forward.
Men ready.
If we take a quick look at the mini-map here, the Brit has, of course, claimed this small sector right here, section right there. While the rest of the map has been captured by Shimwagens, not Shimwagens, Kettengrads. So a lot of resource income there for the Panzer League player. It may be a good idea to get some mortar half-tracks or infantry half-tracks. Both of them are good against the British forces. These Panzer Grenadiers are being streamed on in one at a time. These forces are being pushed forward by the lieutenant, but of course scope rifles don't need to push on forward, but they of course can fight better than the lieutenant. He perhaps could throw this intersection inside the garrison. He's just trying to capture some points, but seeing a lot of damage while running around like that. Lieutenant could back out on the far side of the building to avoid any additional fire there. We may see some Cinder Grenades. Cinder Grenades are very likely to be researched when fighting Brits, because you always need to have those ready fighting against the trenches. We have a casualty clearing station here, which would be useful to help get some extra squads out.
Ready to copy orders. Men ready.
Now we do have a comp group company over here. Let's switch over to the Panzer League player to see what he's going to be building from it.
Combat ready.
Brits claiming some ground here. These are both not the scope rifle squads. The scope rifle squad can move independently from that group. And the Kenigrad will be driving to his opponent's quote-unquote base and will be claiming it. We'll see some 30 cal fire, but there's an opening to escape over here. Panzer Grenadiers helping them up quite wounded there. Does press the scope rifle squad. If I remember correctly, the scope rifles actually fight less effectively than regular intersections. Like they have less received accuracy, though I may be mistaken about that. Scope rifle wounded to fall back. And this medic is charging forward, trying to recover some of these casualties right there. The medic does get focused down there, but he's running forward and getting gunned down. He actually may lose that squad. No, he does not. This medic, however, is still alive. Will recover a casualty. The other casualty will bleed out. That will be his first casualty. And the Kenigrad will see some rifle fire. Now let's take a look over here. Nothing researched. Nothing
The enemy is attempting
deployed.
to
We
seize
do
a
have a
fuel point
field
from
support
us.
truck here, trying to capitalize on the munitions point there. Against Panzer Elite as well, it wouldn't be half bad to go for a Bofors emplacement in this region, while Sapper or Bofors, because Bofors are good versus light vehicles. We do have a machine gun emplacement here. Interesting. They only cost manpower, but they do cost population space for the Brits. Of course, it keeps on cleaning up the side. Kenigrad will spot these forces here.
Defensive operations have been upgraded. The enemy is seizing
And we do
our
have, of course,
territory.
defensive operations. That's getting in some much needed healing because these guys are quite wounded. Patrick squad has been deployed on out to help clear out this infrastructure. He needs to retreat back to squads. He does retreat back to squads. He needs to save this region, of course, because this is his base. Casualty clearing station's almost down. He needs to focus down the Patrick squads. So he does lose casualty clearing station there. The other HQs can withstand a bit more of a beating than the casualty clearing station. He needs to retreat back this Scope Rifle squad again to get him off the ground. He does get fully pinned there.
Kampfgruppe has proven its
Does get fully
superiority
wiped
once
there.
again.
One Patrick squad does fall back. The other Panzer Grenadier squad has been upgraded with the G43 as well. And all of these forces do fall back. We do have a mortar half track being employed now. Very good item to help siege this general region.
We are upgraded and ready.
So they're trying to capture these points here. These points are not critical. Go for resource sectors such as the munitions and fuel point.
Auto repairs are finished.
So now we know what he's deploying out right there. Let's switch back to the Brit.
Gunners, on your feet.
Sappers have been deployed on out. No Stewart, which he needs a captain first for that. A captain wouldn't be half bad. Help hold this region again.
Sappers ready.
He does have 2 command points as well, so the tickets count down in his favor.
Ready to copy orders.
And these guys just need scope rifles
Ready for your orders.
in order if you're going to try to capture points like that. I wonder, the Schimmwagens still alive? We still have, yeah, both Schimmwagens are alive and both fully repaired. Though there's not a lot of sectors for them to capture up. They can swing around, capture up these points again. It will be worth it because there's nothing else for them to safely capture. We do have a Bofors cannon, very nice. Which is a little bit, it all depends. It all depends on the terrain. It is on the low ground, which is great if he hits this up here, but if guys get up here, it may be a bit hard for the Panzer Grenadiers to be hit by the Bofors. Patricks, however, will make short work of the Vickers gun. We do got an infantry half-track as well. More half-track raining on in. And we got a Piat squad being put on, being researched or upgraded.
Munitions capture complete, sir. Got a PX.
Good hits there on the infantry half-track. Of course, Panzer Grenadiers
Going
can
after
quickly
one of our
regret up.
munition stores.
Does receive another hit there. Got lucky that the other Piet did roll a miss.
Effective fire!
And this Sapper Squad will fall back. No casualty clearing station here at the moment. He does go ahead and trench some of the infantry sections, which will keep him very, very safe.
Listen up, marching orders.
And we got these forces captured on the right side of the map. The G43 squads, however, can quickly pick off these single squads now. If he really wants to make sure he wins, suppress the fire ability. And now he's going to start pursuing these forces. He's trying to... Yeah, he does use suppress fire there. Best retreated back right now.
I'm all in! Infantry! Fucking Jerry's got infantry!
Munition point is being catching up. We do got the captain now on the field. He has a lot of fuel stored up. Could be potential he... Why is the casualty clearing stations right there? The Bofors will annihilate. It will send rounds into this building, and he will destroy it quite quickly. He just needs to send a single 343 squad there, and the Bofors will do the work for him. That is horrendous placement there. Should have placed it even right there. Would not have been a great spot, but this would have been at least a little bit better than right there. The difference between Company Heroes 1 and Company Heroes 2, friendly fire damage is quite real in Company Heroes 1. Intersections are now falling back. Captain is inside the garrison, inside the trench. He does lose an entire intersection right there. The G43 squads make their advance. Bofors are firing around. Does manage to find the advance in the two angles where the casualty clearing station is not. We may see a round into the casualty clearing station to make my point. No, we do not. He does actually get a shot through the casualty clearing station.
Secured sector under attack.
He's getting lucky with that. Panther track, no, mortar half track. There is Panther track right there. And he's hitting around through the HQ, getting some good hits there. And since he's hitting vehicles, he has high accuracy.
Our supply lines are being
So he's able to shoot through the vehicle, no problem. But when you start rolling misses, you start throwing rounds into the structure. Stewart has been deployed on the field, which will be very useful in engaging these forces. The Piet squad is severely wounded, gets damaged right there, so that is going to be dead mortar half track.
Reports show the German vehicle was knocked out in that last skirmish.
Pretty sure he built a hole into the CCC just like he did Calliope. Maybe. It does have a damaged engine there.
Send your message.
So he did put the rounds through the engine block.
All right, ready to receive!
Canister round does come forward, as it does take out one of the Pantrack squads. He can potentially pick that up. It's hard to hit or miss whether or not he can or can't pick it up. Because he can't pick that one up.
Other side!
Infantry half track is still not repaired. He needs to keep this Pantrack reinforced. Perhaps keep the infantry half track behind this garrison so it'd be a good reinforcement point.
Send your orders.
And the Catagrad's doing a good job capturing points. Doesn't even really need to worry about capturing these points at the moment. He doesn't need any more population room, but he looks like he will sneak on through. Let's see, he hasn't looked at the doctrine just yet.
Germans have penetrated the lines. They are
A lot of
trying to
command
take a
points as
sector.
well. He doesn't have enough manpower to think about getting Cromwells out. He could potentially go for Royal Engineers for more durable emplacements. Doesn't really have the manpower for command as well, so and nor does he have any placement stuff for Royal Engineers, but he could perhaps just save up for a priest. So maybe Royal Artillery, maybe his best doctrine he can select at the moment.
Jerry's hitting one of our forward
Good hits
sectors.
there onto the Panzer Grenadiers.
Ready for your orders.
So as of right now, I think for the
Ready to roll.
brick player at the moment, either Royal Artillery or Royal Engineers for a doctrine. Works are good on intersections, especially when he adds for an upgrade. Does take out the squad there entirely.
Waiting out.
Not squad, Grad. Works are good against On intersection, especially when they add the burner. Okay, yeah, that's probably a good item combo because once he gets the button plus Bren's is a good anti-vehicle squad. Because the Pantrax are great. Bazookas are hit or miss. Regardless, rifles are good.
The initiative is ours.
Pantrax are definitely the best out of the group, and he's getting the Bren upgrade as well. He's listening to you. It's like Dora the Explorer. If you scream loud enough, people will hear you, right? Pantrax load up in the back of the infantry half-track, trying to hunt down some stuff. The problem is, oh, they did throw around on the Bofors, but Bofors can make short work of the infantry half-track. Does bucket it there, just like you said, but he has the Bofors get the kill, however, in return. We could see a potential canister round, but I don't think so. The mission's a bit low. Maybe he is going to feed up a canister round. Oh, Hotchkisses? 2 Hotchkisses. How did I not see this? So we got 8 Warformen raining on in. Getting some great hits there. A lot of people like going for Hotchkisses. It gives the Panzer Elite players a non-doctrinal artillery asset. And these things are quite durable. And one of them is upgunned as well. I love the upgun upgrade on the Hotchkiss. It's just so stupid how you could just slightly increase the barrel length. It does actually improve the penetration rate. Why didn't the French just increase the barrel length by ever so slight amount? The thing is still manually cranked, or if not turned by the human body as well. Hachiki? I doubt that. I don't think that's plural. Then again, I don't know French. I hardly know English, my first language. No gibberish and JavaScript.
Send your message.
Oh, speaking about flying telephone poles, the Stuart does get a nice shot there on the Panzer Grenadiers. We do have 2 Panzer squads here, which they can put a herding onto the Stuart. And now we do have the Bofors receiving some mortar barrages. Very nice. The mortar can provide some consistent fire, and if rather than use the barrage itself, you can always just use force fire on the ground, so you don't have to worry about microing it all the time. At least that's what I do in Company Heroes 2. Hotchkiss is raining on in. Looks like they're angled towards over here. That's a mortar hit. Here comes the Warformen barrages. Of course, Warformen are inaccurate. That seems a bit more than 8, but that may have been just 8. Bofors almost down. Do have a 25-pounder here. Still 6 command points, so I'm not sure what Doctor's gone for. It may be a good idea to go for rural engineers because he needs extra munitions and perhaps more durable emplacements if you want to keep those placements around, or you can let them die off. G43 squads making their advance. We've got another P8 squad deploying out. It may have been a good idea to go for a repair squad as well. Get the overheal as well as faster repair rate. It's a very good combo, especially for the Stuart and for the emplacements. A Cinder Grenade was actually thrown right there. Interesting. And now the Hotchkisses are advancing because they can be used against the Stuart. The squads are here to support as well. They just need to be moved in this general region to help out the Stuart a little bit more. Pantrax could get the button there. Does get the button there. Stuart can help out. Hotchkiss gets some great hits there. 1 model remains. Both of them have been upgunned. And the PS trying to push the way forward. Does get some hits there. The PS do get a hit in as well. The Stuart is not doing all too well. The Stuart, Hotchkiss and Stuart are relatively equal? Is that the best way to put it? And the fact there's 2 Hotchkisses there, it is quite deadly for the Stuart itself. But we've got the PS getting some great hits in there. The second PS squad has made its way forward. But currently he's out of sector, so he's very slow, even though points are cut off. It does go ahead and force back the Hotchkiss there. 25 pounder barrage right there. He still has 7 command points. He does have a bit of manpower as well. Maybe a good idea to get the armor command truck. Yes, he's going for the armor command truck now. A Cromwell wouldn't be half bad. He sees the Hotchkisses, so a Cromwell would be actually pretty decent. He could have what's it called? Kangaroo selected, which those wouldn't be half bad as well. How much is the munitions upgrade for the for the Hotchkiss? The Warframe upgrade? I'm not exactly sure. I think it's maybe 75 or 100. I'm not exactly sure.
Going after one of our munition stores.
Ooh, direct hit there. That lost the captain and lieutenant there, and the casualty clearance station. That was a very good shot.
Secured sector under attack.
So he went for the Hummel and Hotchkisses, so he's throwing a lot of artillery at his opponent. He needs to get out Cromwells. His squad is now retreating on back. The Stuart will get some good hits in. The cancer round was recently used. Panic to make his way forward. So now we know this one has gone for Scorched Earth as well, so we don't know what Doctrine says the Brit will go for. He doesn't want to go out for Cromwells. Churchills wouldn't be half bad in this situation either.
Supercharged rounds for the artillery.
Supercharged artillery round, so he's gone for Royal Artillery. But he needs to get out some Cromwells.
Panzer forces are moving on one of our strategic locations.
A Firefly would be a bit overkill versus the armor, but I generally do believe this is one of the few times where Cromwells would be severely useful. They're mobile, they're be more effective versus Hotchkiss, while also being effective versus infantry. But this is one of the few times I would generally say Churchills and Cromwells would be great, and the regular Churchills as well. Usually I more put a lot of favor into the AVRE, but this time a regular Churchill would have been great, but that is too late at this point in time. Going for another casualty clearing station. His problem right now is artillery, not
under attack.
so out. Didn't need to get out Bofors. He did not need to get out casualty clearing station. He needs Cromwells, and he's going for a stag hound. Yep, and he's gone for a Scorched Earth, so he can't get the double pan strike upgrade either. We do got 2 Hummels here, so he's gone for a full artillery. Yeah, I just don't like seeing Staghound spam. It's the Pinto mounts are just a bit. That suppression, I think that's a bit BS. There's one thing I don't like about Computers 1, the Pinto mounts causing suppression like that. While on Computers 2, they just don't. He does need to get out some repair engineers to get these guys overhealed as well. That would be useful.
COs have what they need to call in artillery.
We got some officer artillery.
Victory point captured. No resistance.
Got 25 pounder barrage onto the base HQ. We do, of course, have the Staghound and Stuart on the flank. It may have been spotted at one point in time. Now he starts engaging. He's good hits there on the Staghounds. Getting some good damage in, as the Hotchkisses have not sustained any damage so far. Mega destroyed, and there goes the Staghound. He does go ahead and button one of the Hotchkisses. Patrick does connect. Does get a nice rear armor hit there. Mortar, so trying to rain on in, as was 70 pounder is not a good idea. You're fighting against so much artillery. Don't get emplacements.
Germans are now at 300 points.
Patrick's starting to engage right there as well. The 70 pounder is receiving quite a bit of fire there. We got the Patrick squad's force on back. The Stuart does need a lot of repairs. Patrick does get some good hits there. Does lose a model there just down the Bren gutter, so he needs to retreat back that squad. No more Patrick up and running. There's honestly a lot of things that need to be patched in Couple Heroes 1. Good hits there, and the 70 pounder does manage to get a kill there on the Hotchkiss. Yeah, you can't sim city when there's that much artillery. You got the mortar half check. You had 2 Hotchkisses. You have 2 Hummels. You don't sim city if your opponent has artillery. Artillery is literally the counter to sim city.
Just got the green light to employ creeping barrages.
Creeping barrage is now available. Got incendiary mortar on top of 8 center pounder as the Piet squad does get annihilated by the Hummel. Going forward, this is great time for a canister round. He does not get a canister round off. And now we've got a artillery overwatch ability right here with the airburst rounds. He's going to get, not already it's going to end his career, it's the artillery is going to even put an end to the start of his career. There goes the Stuart who didn't get the repairs.
Destroyed a German tank.
How?
Germans have penetrated the
Okay, that's a bit BS, honestly. That Stuart should not have got that kill like that. For me, the artillery overwatch ability just too slow to be really useful. You needed still spotting for the overwatch, and I just don't really have high praise for it, honestly. It can be useful sometimes, but most cases just not really useful. It's a niche ability. We got some Warframe barrage. A Warframe barrage was the last remaining Hotchkiss, getting a barrage into this region here. Get a good hit there on the capture clearing station. Get some good damage all across the line. We get another Shrek on that Bren squad. This is the one with a Panther Shrek. There's also Piet there as well. He only has 1 Bren squad remaining, and that's the Bren Panther Shrek squad. The artillery's been too effective for his opponent. He's unable to hold any infantry alive, let alone emplacements. We do have a Firefly on the field that will be very effective for the vehicles. I still believe a Cromwell will be his best option. There's a 3rd Hummel on the field. Even a Kangaroo, if he doesn't have... Oh, there goes your Panther Shrek Bren squad you like so much. I was trying to say beforehand, even if he doesn't have Cromwells have Kangaroos available, only Kangaroos, that's not half bad either, because they're still pretty good at weapon carry as well. And also the Panther Shrek was picked up as well. There's still Piet remaining if you want Piet Bren, but Piet's... I really don't like the inconsistency with them. Another cache being built. He will get his fresh intersection squad of that,
Going after one of our
which he
munitions
does
stores.
actually desperately need at this point in time. Piet squad is trying to capture up that point, but likely receive... Oh, the Firefly, however, is still here somehow. Firefly will make his withdrawal. He does have the Piet on the squad. No Bren upgrade just yet. And does get suppressive fire ability there. He does lose the Piet squad there. And there goes Firefly. What does the Bren even have left? He has a Stuart here, a fresh Stuart, which the canister rounds will be very nice. Yeah, the Brit's toast. Medics going on forward, they will not be able to cover any of these casualties.
Our front lines are collapsing.
Going for another sapper. He needs a repair sapper, not a Piet sapper. Because it will not only help him keep the stuff alive, it will just repair faster because there's a lot of work in front of
I
him.
say again, we are losing the sector.
Somehow one of the medics got back. How? Warfman Barrage now raining on in. Does take out the Bofors emplacement.
Front lines are under attack. We're losing a
And does go ahead and pack up the field support truck. Warfman does get a good hit there as well. That actually may have been a Hummel Barrage. Yeah, that's a Hummel Barrage.
secured sector under attack.
Field support truck receiving more and more fire.
Shite, we're hit!
Troops ready. Gun captured, standing by.
Hotchkiss receiving some repairs, which can stand and overwatch the victory point. His opponent does not have a whole lot left. HQ command truck also has a damaged engine as well, being quite wounded.
This is it, Jay.
He's going for a Piet, which I disagree. He's not fighting against vehicles, he's fighting against infantry and artillery. He has been able to come close to the artillery for the
The
Piets.
battalions just received access to self-propelled artillery vehicles.
Sure, the priest can help reach them, but the chance of getting killed is actually just not likely.
Send your message.
Does pick up a Bren gun right there. Does redeploy to this munitions point here, which will help perhaps avoid fire just because repositioning there, but still just exposed at this position. Here comes artillery barrage on right there. And now we've got some Panthers, which they will be able to push the front line for the Panzer Lead player, no problem. There is a creeping barrage here, which the Panther may have been revealed right there. Black Irving will receive some fire there. And we've got Hummel Barrage onto this VP trying to stop the Bren Gunner.
Go ahead, sir.
Why did he rebuild a Bofors replacement? He's not fighting against light vehicles, and they don't do enough work to warn against Panzer Grenadiers. He needs infantry. He needs armor. Getting out another Firefly wouldn't be half bad as well. He needs quite a bit. He may not be aware of the Panthers yet. Though he has wounded one, he may not realize he wounded one.
The signal's reading you. Go ahead, sir.
Does get a nice hit there. 2 rear armor hits. And starts focusing on the Firefly, which is a good idea. Focus on the thing that actually poses a threat to his Panthers. Don't worry about the Stewart, he knows he's easy to kill, just ignore it.
Standing by, sir. Listen up.
70 powder has been poured out. That's at least the best of all the placements you can build right now.
Right.
That's still
What's the word
not
there, sir?
what he should be building. He has a bit of fuel stored up. An extra Firefly or 2 wouldn't be half bad.
Under fire from armor.
Warfman Barrage raining in somewhere.
Have a secured sector under attack.
Gets some good hits there. When did he actually scout that new location? Intersection getting overwhelmed, getting completely gunned down there. Airburst Barrage raining on in. And this may be a few times where the Airburst Barrage can be useful. 70 pounder does get a hit there and needs to use the armor piercing rounds if he hasn't already. Rolls a miss there. He is throwing the shots and missing. Firefly needs a lot of repairs. Now it's time for, ooh, there goes the Firefly. This is a perfect time for a canister round shot. Just super bunched up. Those 2 projects there, and the Hummels take out the Stewart. Annihilates the 70 powder, also some of his own Panzer Grenadiers, and the Bofors actually got a squad wipe there. Hummel. How much does the Panzer League player even have? He has a lot out on the field. 72 population. Don't see this much deployed out one time often. 3 Hummels, 2 Panthers, the Hotchkiss. Hotchkiss could push a little bit farther forward to help support the Panthers and Central VP. These Panthers are going to take a long time to repair everything, that's for sure. Does he have any more? The Ketrograds have gone down. He does a mortar half track. Maybe push it on his train. That's a good line of sight blocker for the mortar half track. Bofors in placement. Nothing much remains of it. 25 pounder raining on in. Gets a good hit there. Gets a full squad wipe. Nope.
The enemy has
Ooh,
dropped.
but that's a squad wipe. Rush Panzer Grenadier has blown on out. Upgrade the Pantrick. I suppose the Pantrick could be useful to help destroy their structures if they ever really pushed on forward.
crew ready for orders.
Now it's a Panzerschreck.
Joys it will bring. Send your mission orders.
And there's no music. Let's switch back to Brit. The Brits are going to be slowly bled to death.
Yes?
Captain is a useful capping squad at this point in time. Not sure why he hasn't targeted the howitzer.
Tank fitted.
Maybe it just doesn't warrant large enough threat for him. Maybe he sees by the time this stuff gets off cooldown, maybe he sees more important threats at a current time, such as the VP, protecting the VP. I wish that was true, but he could just ignore the Bofors. Mortar half track gains good hits there. Does get the decapture.
Seems Jerry decided on the flight, eh?
Meanwhile, this is last seen the Hotchkiss fired off its Warferman. And he gets a wipe there on the Sapper. He
German forces are
only
trying to secure
has
one
a
of our
captain out in the
sectors.
field.
Field spotted ready.
And now here comes Barrage, takes up the Bofors.
What are your orders?
I think he's mostly been also barraging this location here to get any of the retreating squads. And the 25 pounder is just not in that area. Pantraks are making their way forward. Let's get a minor hit there.
Shield ready.
And a fresh Firefly.
Listen up. Standing by on you, sir. Orders coming in.
Sapper water now. Hopefully it's a repair Sapper, because it needs a lot of repairs. And Overheal would be quite handy as well. If you want to build replacements, while also make them more entrenched. Stewart and Firefly here. Hotchkiss does spot this area, gets a pen there on the Firefly. Gets another pen there as well. Does roll a miss there with the Hotchkiss. Stewart in hot pursuit. Rolls a miss, rolls a miss. Rolls a miss. And does take up Hotchkiss there, which does free up some population room for the Panzer League to get some other assets. Panzer's making their way forward, will make short work of the Stewart. Does roll a miss there as well. Fires a cancer round, which it really did horrible there. And lots of misses on all sides. Panthers, however, gets a nice flank there. Destroyed engine there on the Firefly, so it's good as dead. He could perhaps take down the retarget to the Stewart now. And the Firefly does go out of control. Their guns swing around. Stewart is poorly maneuvered and will go main gun destroyed there. And will manage to stay alive. 25 pounder starts raining on in over here. They start avoiding the barrages. Does retreat back. 17 pounder here for some odd reason.
Let's go, let's go!
And now the 25 pounder is under siege.
Tank here.
Fucking hell! German armor!
How much resources does the Panzer League player have? Oh, a lot of resources. Holy crap. 1,000 manpower is actually quite understandable, but that is enough barrages of our sector artillery for days. He needs to capture this point and just start throwing sector artilleries right there. there's not really any infantry for the sector artillery to hit.
Stand to.
Let's see what the Brits doing.
Piet squad ready to move out.
1 Piet, or 2 Piets. That's it. I'm not sure what even the Brits doing anymore.
Captain, orders ordered.
Beforehand, I just see bad decision making, but now I see brain dead decision making. True. Wait, how did that get recruited? Was that another a sapper? That I was not really paying attention. He just got out another sapper squad. And there goes the 17-pounder. Immediately. Got airburst rounds right there. 25 and almost start barraging on in.
At your service.
Yeah, I didn't see a second sapper squad. I assumed just had the one. Right now, this game is making me brain dead.
Ready for orders.
Because, like, this game's over. I'm just fast forwarding the rest of it.
Send your
I'm tired of this.
Counted 300 points.
At this point, the Brits not even trying. The Brits just back out of the game.
The munitions depot is being opened.
And that's the end of the game. This is Anagrade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. That replay is a good example of what not to do as Brits. Such as building placements when your opponent already has a massive number of artillery pieces. Now we could do a 2v2. 2v2 sounds good. It'd be a nice change of pace. Seriously, I think even an inexperienced player would know what not to do against the Panzer League player. It would be understandable just spamming out vehicles and wondering what went wrong, but in that case, there's just like textbook of what not to do. I just cast. I haven't played any Company Heroes 1 online. I mostly just play Company Heroes 2, among other games. I also have my own Company Heroes 2 mod, but let's go ahead and get started. Greetings everyone, Anagrade here for another Company Heroes 2, Company Heroes 1 replay. Spawned on the south side as the US player of Death Machine. On as his British teammate, we have Puma 1. As their opposition, as the Panzer League player, we have Alistor. And as the Wehrmacht player, we have Dave. With the unusual smiley face. Usually it's much more curved. WSC, question mark. Danger? I guess he's pinging somewhere. We got that strategic point being captured on up. We got. Let's switch over the Brits. Usually the Brits have more of a unique opener in a lot of cases. Also, we do have the pack up been selected here. We do got support weapons center here. So is that snipers?
Speed governors have been.
Speed gunner has been researched. We got the 30 cal has been deployed on out. So he's going to go for a no rifleman opener. We may see a delight for rangers or airborne, or just probably going to go for a sniper spam. That's my 3 guesses at this moment in time. Highly likely that the US player is going to go for armor, and the Brit player is going to go for something. Probably Royal Artillery. That's my guess. Up north, we got the Panzer League Special Way Forward. We do got the G43 inside the garrison, trying to engage the scope rifle squad. And this headbutts the building with the truck. Bumper cars. And looks like it's going to go ahead and capture up the fuel point, secure the fuel point with the HQ command truck. And it's going on the far front side of it, not the back side over here. This is very aggressive. No, he's trying to destroy that garrison with the truck. That's what he's doing. He's trying to collapse it in order to prevent it from being used for a forward HQ. Now I understand. And he's knocking out some massive chunks there. These Panzer Grenadiers need to get out of the garrison or else the building will collapse. Using the Kettenbrad trying to body block the truck. I'll honestly just let him destroy the garrison. It's too damage to warrant a forward HQ. Another intersection to make his way forward. The US player has not attached his teammates' sectors in, so they're still lacking a bit of resources. He'll be soon to capture it on up. I just realized, well, that was another Wehrmacht player. There's both Panzer Elite players. I'm an idiot. So we've got the two Panzer Elite players trying to displace the HQ command truck, and he looks like he's just back away because there's too many forces here to set up an HQ. Backs away a little bit towards the munitions point. It's not exactly a great point, but it will give him a forward spot to launch assaults, and it'll get some resources. He'll also just work on one intersection the entire time.
That's it. Construction finished.
Focus on the brick player, going for, and the opponent's going for the weapon sports center.
Engineers reporting.
Yep. Car. I'm not sure. Oh, maybe it's not saying he's going for armored car. No, wait. That is the brick player counting, saying something about car. Maybe ping the
Enemy
Kettengrad.
unit down.
Ah, that's what it was. He pinged the Kettengrad there.
We're losing ground out there.
Takes too long to help the Brits and can cap the Axis fuel. That makes sense. Brandon carrier being put up, being upgraded the NMG carrier upgrade, going for some light vehicle play. Intersections are quite wounded right here. And the Kettengrad is captured with the munitions point there. We got the fuel point being captured up by the engineers. Now we've got the Panzer Grenadiers, so we'll make short work of the engineers there. The VP has been captured up by the Panzer Elite player. I'm not so sure why he went for the VP and not for the resources. At this point in the game, screw VP, let's go for resources. Munition points being decaptured over here.
Going after a fuel
Intersection
point.
going for
One of
this
ours.
point here. The Panzer Grenadiers go get inside this garrison there. Not exactly a great spot for them. They're being gunned down quite a bit. I don't know why the garrison looks like the yellow models. I think it looks like the yellow models in there rather than the regular Panzer Grenadiers. Sniper does get spotted there by the Kettengrad. Very nice. 30 cal. Needs to hit that squad as soon as possible. Having trouble. Let's get a vet one snipe there. And now we've got a 30 cal inside this garrison here. Getting some great damage in. This Kettengrad will likely go down. The
Enemy unit
Grenadiers
down.
will run past the engineers, but won't get wiped. And engineers capturing the central fuel point now.
Engineer unit lost.
3 intersections here. I don't see the lieutenant out on the field. And now we've got the 222 deployed out in the field, trying to displace this 30 cal. The 30 cal can load up armor-piercing rounds if needed. And I think it has been loaded up armor-piercing rounds. Getting some good damage there, though that could have been just regular pens. Is this the US player that builds 6 MGs? I see 4, so likely. The armor cars are hit or miss against MGs because the 30 cals do have the armor-piercing round ability. The 221 has run out, not maybe an upgrade to 223. Sniper is still fully healed. No damage onto him. The armor car does get forced on back. Kettengrad is severely wounded, being chased down by the NMG carrier. The 221 will block the MMG carrier, and the MMG carrier is getting receiving a lot of fire there from the 223. The 222 is skirmishing around, but all this stuff is quite wounded. The 221 does get body blocked by the 222. And now we've got a light ATF track pushing forward, gets a hit there on the MMG carrier, and the 221 does go down. Damage to crit there that may have been a crit shot, could be just damage there. Rolls a miss. And rolls another miss. And does take out that MMG carrier. I believe the sniper's still alive. Yeah, the sniper's aiming at efficiency 2 already. Holy crap. It seems a little bit vetting a little bit too quickly.
It's a goddamn hornet's nest here.
Into 2 is making his advance. Intersection does get forced back. The lieutenant is falling back as well, trying not to get it ran down. It was camouflage, had trouble spotting it. Looks like the intersection Looks like their tree path is into the heavy cover there, which could be both good or bad. Very congested there, so you're vulnerable to a high explosives. Both these armor cars are quite wounded. Since they're both Panzer Elite, there's no chance for repair bunkers from a teammate.
Closing, get into the building.
30 cal set on up, trying to get some hits there on the light TAF track. Armor cars advancing.
Empty squad is on fire.
And getting some good hits there with the 30 cals. Lots of light vehicles here, that's for sure.
Lead them some goddamn mud.
And the 30 cals can do some good work against all these weapons. Hard to flank them all, and the armor piercing rounds, it just can pose a threat versus these vehicles. 221 getting some nice flanking around there, trying to hunt down that sniper. Does get one bolt there as it before it needed to reload. Finds a landmine there with the 222. 30 cal not loaded armor piercing onto the 221. It does pick up a sniper there. Armor car trying to back away. It does go out of control due to the defense carbines of this
Unit down.
of the 30 cal. This 30 cal is withdrawing as well. Maybe get wiped out. Does get the 221 does get clutched in there by the intersections there. There is a lieutenant here to support as well. And light TAF tracks trying to save it. It is quite wounded right now, getting gunned down significantly by the Brens. Still alive, but barely. And he will manage to skirt on out of there. Does have damage engine, trying to pursue it with the bolt action rifles. The other 222 does find another landmine.
You're losing contact with one of our sectors.
He does get forced back. He does save the 221 once again. 30 cals are firing away all across the front line. He's trying to repair up the 222. We're seeing some fire there from the 30 cal. Both the Panzer Grenadiers are suppressed. And it looks like he may be able to get back out of there. It looks like Kettengrad now receiving some shots. Kettengrad receiving quite a bit of fire right there.
Here. To Nicola, William.
And more 30 cals loading out. You said you wanted 6 30 cals. Here's 7.
Sector being captured.
And it looks like light TAF tracks start poking away against the 30 cals. He's asking his teammate to get AT. Stop doing MG only. It is frustrating their opponents, but not frustrating enough.
Forward supply lines are broken.
This munitions point has not been captured just yet either. Scope rifles will be captured now. He does have an engineer alive, laying down some landmines, which those landmines were pretty effective.
Enemy fire! Enemy squad taking heat! Stick to the wall!
Oh, the Panzer Grenadiers do fall back. Lots of damage coming out on that 222. Look, and gets picked off by a Fiat. Landmine does get detected there by the Kettengrad. Does get swept by the armored car, and not with its wheels. 30 cal receiving fire from the light TAF track. There's 2 light TAF tracks. Does receive a damage crit, engine crit there. These forces are making their way forward. We've got a Bren gun to button as well. Trying to soak fire there. Does take out that light TAF track. He's got a tank buster squad here for some odd reason. The fight against 30 cals, not against vehicles. They need STGs. Flanking STGs wouldn't be half bad help deal with those 30 cals, though it wouldn't have trouble because there's so many 30 cals everywhere. Honestly, I'm not sure what they should deploy out. More mortar half tracks, likely? Yeah, they just need mortars.
30 cal squad here. Dunlop, get that weapon loaded.
Let's see, any indication of any doctrine selection over here? Not even a casualty clearing station. He does need some medics. Not necessarily medics for recovering casualties, but medics for healing. 30 cals are everywhere. He is going for supply yard now.
Supply yard is now in action.
As of right now, a Sherman tank or M10 wouldn't be half bad. I'm more partial towards a Sherman tank, but there's of course the light theatrics he has to be worried about.
Engineer unit lost.
There's also a Funkwagen here. Light theatrics skirting around. US player has, of course, lost an engineer. He has 2 engineers out on the field. Armor carrier receiving some repairs.
Engineers, taking heat.
And we do have a captain deployed on out. We do have, I believe that's going to be a Stewart. Could be a sapper. We got a Ford HQ deployed out by Panzer League players. Getting some much needed healing. These tank busters not exactly what he needs to hold the line.
Enemy unit down.
Light Hattrack receiving quite a bit of fire there. He doesn't have defensive operations yet. That Ford HQ is only meant for reinforcement. He does not have healing. 223 goes down. Apparently the main gun was destroyed in the 221. I mean, we do have a Bergantiga here. The 221 carcass got destroyed. Light Hattrack is being recovered. There's some other carcasses here as well. That's likely a 222.
We hold the initiative. At this rate, we'll
And
be
now we
taking
have a
Berlin
tank
by
depot out.
Christmas.
He's going for a Hellcat.
Begin armored operations.
And he has gone select for arm doctrine. So let's go ahead and switch to the other players. Unknown doctrine right now. He has 4 command points. I don't think he's selected doctrine just yet. We do have unknown doctrine if he selected anything as well. I don't think they have selected doctrine just yet. He finally got defensive operations now, so he's able to get some forward healing. Cal getting some nice suppression there.
We are losing a sector.
This garrison's almost destroyed, so one well-placed shot will collapse the building. I don't think there's anything in the area to collapse the building. The Hellcat may be able to. No music here. No music here. Let's switch over the Brits for music. 62 is making advance. There is a possible. No, that's probably not like opportunity. Gets the damage into crit there. Gets body blocked by the retreating 30 cal. And the 222 does go down. The Bergantiga can recover it. So can recover Kettengrad as well. But we do have a Hellcat here. And not the aircraft. The mortar half track is falling on back. We do have the G43s here to engage these forces. A big wave of forces supported by a captain or lieutenant. There goes that more light half track. The 223 does back away. Bergantiga's making his advance. Nothing to stop these blobs of infantry units. Does lose a squad right there entirely. Bergantiga maybe trying to go for a crush. Does get buttoned there. Will receive a lot of Piat fire. And good hits there onto the Bergantiga. Got multiple Panzer Grenadiers advancing. One that's down the one model. He's spending a lot of firepower hitting that Bergantiga, and he will bleed out the Brit quite a bit because of that. Hellcat, 2 Hellcats are out in the field. Does receive a Patrick shot there. And now we've got a Hetzer. I suppose the Hetzer's not half bad since now there are Hellcats deployed on out the field. And he has gone for Pantrix as well, so he's gone for Tank Hunter, and potential extra Pantrix can be useful. Main gun destroyed, getting a main gun destroyed crit rather than a death crit. There are some sappers here for repairs as well. And we do also have a Martyr deployed out by the other Panzer League player.
Has 300 points remaining.
At this point in time, it's not necessarily half bad. It's a cheap item to help engage against those Hellcats, just to sort of keep his stuff alive. Kettengrad pushed the way forward. We do have this more 30 cal going on down. And the Bergantiga should still be alive, so we'll be able to cover the other Kettengrad. As much as I joke about using Bergantiga's recover Kettengrads immediately, in this case, it's still not really that important. It's just a possibility. G43 squad does immediately fall back. These forces are advancing. A lot of PS going to be raining on top of the Hetzer. Dude's trying to skirmish around. The Bergantiga has not been prepared. Alba does take out that Panzer squad with some well-placed Piet hits.
Good to go, sir.
2-2 skirmishing around. Light mortar half-track in the reach as well. Goes around onto his teammate's building. Using heroic charge as well. May get a fire off there, but he will be ran for. He will get exhausted. Both officers not falling back. He may lose the officer as well, which is going to be a pretty big loss. Does lose the lieutenant and lose the captain as well. Now these forces are going to be moving slow, excluding the scope rifle squad. Does take up the 223 Hellcat charging forward. A little bit wounded. 2 Penstrix could take it out. Now the infantry's now going through these forces. Martyr needs to get up here to engage the Hellcat. Over here, we do got another Hellcat here, so the Martyr should perhaps stick around for it. Bergantiga's almost down, needs repairs. He does get a short range crit there, and the Martyr finds a great angle. Kettengrad does go down. There's 3 Kettengrads for the Bergantiga to recover. The Hellcat's still running around the back line. Got the 223 reset on up over here. Funkwagen here as well. AT-XR is advancing. Patrick does roll a miss.
COs have what they need to pull
Black
an
Irving
artillery.
does receive a hit in return. Rolls bounce down the Hetzer. Fires a shot, gets hit there. Does find a 223, but it's not like this one will get the kill there. Martyr needs to rotate around. That Martyr's actually quite wounded.
Enemy vehicle
Does fire around on the other Hellcat. Does get an out of control crit. Martyr does go down. Can be recovered by the Bergantiga. And the Hellcat is almost down. Goes down. No, it does not. It's still alive. Does go down there. We got a Firefly here. Takes up the light AT half-track, so no more crits. More half-tracks on the region. Bergantiga recovering the 223, but will probably be recovered as a 221.
Ready to receive.
The enemy is down to 200 points.
As Grenadiers sort of being kept back there by the Hellcat, but not getting kills there, so it's not really worth a micro, honestly. Hellcat in this region as well, and managed to stop the retreat there with Cape and crush the entire Panzer Grenadier, so he does actually get the kill there. He managed to stall out the retreat so it timed out and gets the crush. Very nice. And a bit BS, honestly. Looks like an officer barrage. That's definitely not a... He spent command points on that. I believe that's an officer barrage. Bergantiga trying to recover the Martyr now, which will be handy.
Under fire from armor! Sir!
So we do know these doctrines. I don't think we know which doctrine this Panzer player has selected, so let's select him below. It has all his command points, so let's just keep him selected until we know what doctrine. Unupgraded Panzer Grenadiers. Sort of over our side. Pushing way forward, force back to the what's it called, the intersection there. Does get kill down the Bergantiga before it gets the Martyr there. Patrick does connect, getting hit there. Being supported by the command tank there as the Hellcat does body block the Firefly. More shots raining on in the Hellcats. Guess Hetzer has its main gun destroyed.
Fire.
Now the Hellcat is running forward. We'll find the 223 that has been recovered. We got 3 Hellcats here. 1 Firefly. Hellcat still way up north, being pursued by
They've lost a unit.
AT Hetzer. Now got the activated Panthers for the Panzer player selected. That's a lot of kills there. What on earth happened? I see a lot of gives. Looks like that creepy barrage gets a direct hit. Or maybe that was just a, not a creepy barrage, but just an officer artillery
Enemy
barrage.
unit eradicated.
Enemy unit eradicated. I guess that was the Hellcat up north. Yes, it was. Panthers have been deployed out by the Panzer player have currently selected. Let's see what he has. 2 Panzer Grenadiers, 2 223s, 1 Funkwagen, and 2 Panthers. What doctrine he should select? His teammate has a tank hunter. Hummels wouldn't be half bad, but they're fighting against Hellcats, so maybe not Hummels. In no offense, and they're also fighting against Fireflies. It's a 125 pounder on the field.
Hunter battle groups are now available to enter the conflict.
Scorched Earth, Scorching Points never is a horrendous idea. Really annoying to fight against, but it's not a bad option. Ocean Jaeger wouldn't be half bad if he gets the HS-129B3s Overwatch. Forces back the MG there. These Panzer Grenadiers needs reinforcements, that's for sure.
Rejoice, Panzer. Roadblocks are now at our disposal.
Roadblocks means he's selected Scorched Earth.
We are down to 100 points.
2 AT Hetzers right here. We got another one here. Bergantiga has not been recovered by Bergantiga. 30 cals are being slowly picked apart by those Panthers. The amount of AT the Panzer League players they have, they should stabilize the game. There's still a large number of Panthers, and Allied War Machine can really kick off. There's also 2 Sherman Fireflies here, so what about a command tank? Maybe the anti-armor of the Panzer League players is just not enough. Yeah, of course, has the 3 AT-Hets. There's 2 Panthers. It's pretty even, honestly, when it comes to anti-armor on both sides. You also got now a trench here with PS. That's going to be a nightmare to deal with, though they do have at least 1 mortar half-track for incendiary mortars. Panthers receive really deadly hits there.
Confound the enemy.
And that Panther does go down, was not paying attention whatsoever. Command tank Fireflies do some great work here, and now we do got the Hellcat searching forward. Volkswagen does spot this. Minor loss there, but it's probably worth losing it, spotting this. Does retreat back to those squads. Looks like he does have double Panther Struck upgrade. These guys are severely bunched up, but he may get a massive crush right here. He is knocking around the Panther Strucks. Isn't getting good massive crushes there. AT-Hetzer does almost go down there. He's reinforced the Panther Strucks. He and the General A going forward to get as much damage as possible. One AT-Hetzer does go down. Does use Allied War Machine there. Popping with these guys into the garrison wouldn't be half bad to get the good fire angles. Does take out the Hellcat as well. This one's trying to escape around the far away. We do have Kettengrads moving around. And there's still a Hetzer carcass there, so perhaps use Bergantiga to cover it. Fireflies making advance. There's 3. No, yeah, 1 Firefly here. Bergantiga is actually here, and he crushed the Martyr carcass.
The enemy is seizing our territory.
Firefly is still being improved. The other Fireflies right here, as my camera goes crazy. Command tank receiving some fires here. You don't want to lose command tank. That's going to be a very important squad. There goes the command tank. Now we do have sector artillery block. Pull it on out. Get some good hits there onto the scope rifle squads. Hetzer is getting some good pursuit damage. They're also quite vetted as well. A lot of defense efficiency. Some good hits there. Charging forward. The Vet 1's receiving a lot of bounces. Vet 2-1. Vet 1 and now receive a pen there. Star pushing quick forward. Pantrax are advancing as well. There's 2 models, 4 Panzerschrecks.
The enemy is weakening.
That one does go down. Gets some good damage with this on both those guys, but it sort of spread his fire. A lot of wounded vehicles here. Does lose models on both of them, so down to 1 Panzerschreck each. Does get the kill down the Firefly. Needs to repick up the Panzerschreck and fall back. I suppose they're not a huge threat going down, but it's always hit or miss. Literally hit or miss when not the Panzerschreck's. The Firefly gets a hit on the model itself. Destroyed engine and does take out another Firefly there. Maybe a good idea to troop back now. Though taking out the cache is also a tempting opportunity. It's relatively safe this whole time. Hellcat's actually running around here as well. We've got another AT Hetzer here. Relatively fresh one. Hellcat's still circling around their side bases here. There's got a Hetzer there. More Panzer Grenadiers going up there. Unvetted Panzer Grenadiers. These are out of munitions. And unupgraded Panzer Grenadiers, not unvetted. These Fireflies are quite healthy. One of them seems efficiency 2. Another one's at that 1. And this Panzer player's going to start losing infrastructure. He needs to get reinforcements. Needs to get the other Panzer up firing. Does hop inside the garrison to avoid fire, and does get one does get crushed there or gunned down. Does get reinforcements there. Back inside the building. Fresh AT Hetzer has one out. Global Garrison activated there. Does kill down that Hetzer, not Hetzer, Hellcat. Getting some great hits there. Triple accuracy makes them very, very reliable when he hits off. These guys are getting suppressed and pinned, maybe by, not by a 30 cal, well, it is a 30 cal placement. It does get a full crush right there. No incendiary grenades there either. Those fall back to these Panzer Grenadiers. And it looks like the Axis players have ran out of tickets. This is Andy Gray saying thank you for watching, and on the next replay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I cast this replay, so I'm going to hold off it for another day, double check it. Let's see. Holy Fook. I think that's the name of a person that was on a plane crash. It was Holy Fook, We Too Low, something Wong. What was the other names? Greetings everyone, and Grade here with another Couple Heroes 1 replay. Spawn on the top right side as the US player, we have Holy Fook. And spawning as the opponent as the Panzer Elite player, we have T. Who is lagging a little bit, so that could be a bit problematic. It's very likely that's not a lag out immediately, because it's submitted to gamesreplays.org, and I'm pretty sure Elite replays are like below like 500 kilobytes as I download them. But this one's definitely above at least 5 minutes long.
Squad is ready.
Engineers, welcome to the front lines.
Going for our barracks out now with the 3rd engineer. This will give him a lot of cabin pressure. He's going down some early wire in order to help control the field. Very nice. Panzer Grenadiers, of course, cannot cut wire. They can shoot at it, but they just can't cut it.
Able Company has the point.
I just thought of a stupid joke. Guess they can't make the cut. Okay, horrible jokes. Enough of that. Fuel point has been captured. First rifleman squad is being deployed now, going for the munitions point now, as well as this munitions point. And he's going to be captured with this fuel point now. Of course, it will be in the cutoff sector, but the riflemen will probably capture that themselves. 2 Panzer Grenadiers pushing the way forward. One of them is upgrade the G43s. This one here. Fuel point has been captured. Not going for the cutoff point. Going for this further. Yeah, that's still not the cutoff point. Does reach out pretty far, but of course can't jump across the creek. Is that a creek or a drainage ditch? It's clear upon this appears to be a river,
Point captured.
but this is a creek, I think. Either way, don't drink it. You still need to boil it.
We got the point.
Of course, my camera. Sometimes if I just click on the minimap, it just sends the camera off the corner. I don't know why.
Listen up.
So far, not a single bullet has been fired just yet. We're going to see the first engagement right now. Panzer Grenadiers making their way forward, trying to capture the VP. Riflemen will likely get the first shot off. Yes, I was correct. They got 2 bullets fired off before the Panzer Grenadiers fired off their first shot. Engineers are not being upgraded with Flamer right there. They're going straight for the cutoff point. They're just going to bypass the church. Though they will receive quite a bit of reception here. Panzer Grenadiers on this side of this garrison will have pretty good coverage all around them. Gets inside this garrison here. I'm not sure why. There's a good amount of windows for the riflemen, but not for the engineer as well. The engineer hasn't fired off a single shot inside. Another rifleman squad charging on forward. The engineers are going to hold that garrison, though they do abandon the garrison. That's quite wounded as well. The Panzer Grenadiers gained some great hits in there that just haven't been focused down whatsoever. This squad will need to fall back soon. This rifleman's falling back. And the G43 squad does get inside the garrison as well. Going for the cutoff point, but that rifleman squad, engineer squad is being prone to being wiped. Rifleman trying to get the cutoff point now, but it's not worth it. He's led so much manpower. He doesn't even get the cutoff point whatsoever. Horrendous engagement by the US player.
Listen up, squad.
Trying to knock around, may... Of course, he's decapturing it, so he can't just do like the decapture trick there. Engineers could spend their time gunning down that Kenneth getting some great damage in there, trying to knock him around a bit. Holding off for the Panzer Grenadiers to advance.
People.
Got 3 engineers still. Guy does have a Flamer squad.
Rifle squad deployed.
3rd Rifleman deployed on out. And now these engineers will be forced back, no problem.
We're losing ground out there.
Enemy movement here. Looks like
Just needs to do a full retreat. He try and go to the high ground here and then perhaps do a full retreat. He could potentially lay down a landmine here before falling back, but this Panzer Grenadier will spot. He won't be able to lay it down in time.
engineer ready and waiting.
This Panzer Grenadier is a bit wounded. The Flamer squad does make itself known.
We've got our flamethrower.
Another flamethrower deployed on out. Very nice.
Taking small arms fire! We got company. Enemy troops right fucking there.
Panzer Grenadiers engaging from heavy cover, getting some good damage on these forces. Now the riflemen start making their advance. They may be able to get some good damage in, but they're quite wounded. Needs a triage center. Going for a supply yard. Actually, he's going for the cutoff point once again. This time, he's able more safely capture it. We do have a Kampfgruppe company and a Panzerjäger command. That's very likely a 2-2. Yes, it is a 2-2. Against the wounded rifleman, that will rip them apart. Panzer Grenadiers are behind some light cover, duking it out. The point does get to be captured there.
What's next?
Flame Rangers pushing the way forward as well. G43 squad and regular Panzer Grenadier squad making their way forward. Flamer Engineers receiving lots of fire there. Needs to fall back. They inside the garrison, prone being wiped at this moment. Nice flanking Flamer squad here. Getting some great damage from the Panzer Grenadiers. This one will need to fall back. And these Panzer Grenadiers will fall back. But these Panzer Grenadiers, a lot of them are quite wounded as well. 2-2 should be out momentarily.
We're losing a fuel sector.
those riflemen are so wounded. Fall back with that squad. It's 2 more bullets and that squad's down. That squad can still like get wiped. Negative cover there. Doesn't get the squad wiped there. And now the G43 squad's ripping apart the other rifleman squad. We got Kettengrad here, not 2-2. Now here comes a 2-2. It could potentially pursue those wounded riflemen going down the road, but it does not. Kettengrad receiving some SMG fire, needs to fall back. He may actually lose it right here. And going for a motor pool, skipping the triage center.
Enemy unit down.
Couldn't escape with the road advance. Rifleman squad need to get out of the garrison and retreat back as soon as possible because it can easily be ran down at the current rate. He has been so lucky with these lack of squad wipes.
Eyes on me. Motor pool is ready to start dealing out the armor.
Greyhound being researched. Now he's running down this rifleman squad. It will go down.
We're all reinforced.
Fucking everywhere!
When it's ours, we'll say we lock it down.
How did that rifleman not go down? That US player got so lucky so far this game. There's so many opportunities that he could have got squad wipes, but yet not possible. Like that. It was luck is definitely on the US player's side. That should have been squad wipe. Those were actually multiple opportunities at squad wipes, but somehow none of them got wiped. We got the armor skirt and 50 cal being researched there by for the Greyhound. We got, looks like there is defensive operations for the Panzer Elite player because he has full health Panzer Grenadiers. 2 of them upgraded with G43s. 3 of them are pretty standard. Upon seeing that Greyhound, likely get a Panzer Striker too.
Sector being captured.
Engineer squad ready.
Now that's better. Upgrade complete. Wheels and trees standing by.
Armor car pushing his way forward. Looks like we have not heard Stinky Bomb research just yet, but the Greyhound is in pursuit. We don't see any G4 or Panzerx just yet, and he will manage to escape out with the 2-2. Glamour inside the garrison. We're seeing quite a bit of fire right there. Second Greyhound is deployed on out. The Panzer Elite player needs to play out some more stuff. We got the 2-2 here back at home getting repaired on up. We got a light ATF track deployed out by the Panzer Support Command as well. That's going to be very needed. And that may be the Panzer Strict research right now.
The Axis are winning the battle.
Losing
Get
ground
back
out
in the
there.
fight.
Armor car still not fully repaired. Light ATF track is pushing the way forward. Getting some good hits there onto the rifleman. And 50 cal has been researched for the other Greyhound. Just making his way forward to try and pursue the light ATF track. He will get a nice flanking opportunity. Second Greyhound also advancing. He is not microing his forces all too well. Does get full immobilization crit there on the Greyhound. He starts hitting the other guy now. Light ATF track is severely wounded. So is the armor car. He decides to back away, gets damaged and crit there. We do have a mortar half track, which is not a good idea. He sees the 2 Greyhounds. He needs to focus on anti-Greyhound.
Enemy unit down.
Takes the light ATF track. Armor car needs to fall back as well. Looks to charge
Taking one of our
forward.
points.
It does get a damage crit there. Tank going out. Something else being deployed there. It's likely another light ATF track.
Hi.
The Greyhound's
Engineers
being
ready.
repaired
Where
on
we
up,
headed?
trying to avoid being fully immobilized.
Repairs complete, sir.
Yeah, the mortar half track can finish off a mobilized Greyhound, but there's 2 Greyhounds.
Go.
He got overran. It wasn't really microing all too
Wheels
well.
and trees standing by.
Rifles.
I don't agree with the mortar half track.
Ready for another beating.
Sure, it makes fine if there's one Greyhound, but there's two Greyhounds.
We're losing ground out there.
Engineers, take
Nice
it
landmine
fire.
being deployed out by the US player. The light TF track is out on the field. Don't see a pinch trick right there.
Forward supply lines are
No
broken.
pinch trick on this squad either. And it looks like that landmine may have been spotted. Does go ahead and get canceled there.
Cover, you idiot! Rifles ready! Sector is ours, but we won't hold it for long.
Able Company has the point.
Listen up.
Glamour
We're losing
Pioneer
contact with one of
has
our
control of
sectors.
the munitions point and the
Ordering
VP. Greyhound trying to pursue these forces. He does have a lot of manpower, and right now, he's in a position right now where loading is fine.
Supply lines are broken.
He doesn't
We
need
have
to deploy
territory
out
of
anything at the
supply.
moment, and if he keeps his population consumption low, he gets even a bit more manpower because of less upkeep. I say it's fine at the
What's our
moment.
plan?
Hold it for when you need it. Maybe a good idea to get some observation posts, maybe something on fuel or munitions.
Rifle squad has the objective.
Territory sector being captured.
We do have... Is that the same light TF track?
It's ours. We'll take we lock it down.
There's two light TF tracks now deployed on the field. Panzer Grenadiers now falling on back. This one is getting well. He has not deployed on Panther Tracks. At this point in time, Panther Tracks wouldn't be half bad. Panzer Grenadiers are falling back as well. Ah, that's what's happening. The carcass is blocking the bridge. If the US player will go for armor, go for sticky bombs. I don't know why. I was half thinking he's going to go for infantry. Go out, get some M2s out. He also only has 2 riflemen. Going for airborne or rangers wouldn't be half bad either.
Steady up.
And also, I can see all the doctrines at this moment in time.
We have paratroopers circling the
And here comes
field.
some airborne.
They're asking for drop coordinates.
Airborne will be useful, especially if they repulse rifles.
Composition B is in. Troops can now make sticky bombs.
Grab
We
your
are
gear.
losing a
Airborne
sector.
paratroopers here. People.
Do have, looks like a lot of wire, a lot of tank traps going on down, trying to make sure this area is impassable. It'll take a bit more to wire off this section as well.
What's our plan?
But he will go ahead and deny this region for quite some time.
Construction detail, our work is done.
Let's probably queued up some more wire there. No, we do not.
At this rate, we'll be taking Berlin by Christmas.
Well, let's switch over to the Panzer Lead player. What doctrines has the Panzer Lead player gone for? Doesn't appear he's gone for a doctrine either. Oops. Greyhounds making their advance. We do got another armor car being deployed on out to help engage the infantry forces. Down south, we've got the airbornes with the recoilless rifles. He may not be aware that someone's gone for airborne just yet. It all depends whether or not he heard the paratroopers dropping on in.
We are losing ground.
The airborne troops could be very useful if he continues building out 2-2s. They will be useful versus the light ATF tracks.
Was ist los? Taking hits.
Riflemen receiving some fire there from the autocannon scout car. And Wolfine, of course, run by the Flak Irvings. He may get ripped apart there. Flak Irvings has a lot of time to wipe off this
They have
squad.
destroyed an
He does
enemy
take out that
unit.
squad entirely. He does have a Panzerschreck squad as well now. Does have enough munitions for another Panzerschreck. Not being upgraded at the moment. I mean, he has the manpower for it. He has 900 manpower. He has the manpower for more airborne infantry.
Send your orders. Send orders.
The 43 squads are in negative ground, and the riflemen do receive a light AT gun shot. We do have a forward HQ being pulled out by the Panzer League player. Greyhounds are making advance. He will now finally see the airborne. Does get a mobilization crit there onto the Greyhound. The command is available, and he may be very close to getting out of this Panther research. Does get the Greyhound there. One light yak track does go down. The Cross rifles are still at full health, getting some great damage there on the mortar half track. But looks like we'll not be able to finish up the mortar half track. The Greyhound could run it down. One close rifle there takes out the 222. Light half track right here is still quite wounded. Paratroopers could potentially throw a frag grenade there. Quick frag grenade on top of that Panzer Grenadier. They're a little bit mix of everything as well. Up north, we do have the Kettengrad kept to the point. Greyhound is still very much alive. Getting a good hit there on the G43 squad. And I thought I heard an explosion of some sort. Rifleman pushed the way forward. We do have sticky bomb research. We know that's for a fact. It won't be enough to kill off the light half track. It would be close. And the recourse rifles are firing it up. Will body block the light half track. Does kill it off as well. So he's wiped out most of the light vehicles for the Panzer League player. So let's worry about this garrison, however. Supply drop wouldn't be half bad to get more munitions.
The Americans are
So
capturing a
honestly, right now, the
sector.
support weapons wouldn't be half bad. The mortar would be great against the garrison, and the 30 cal will help sort of secure the region. Panzer League player sees his opponent has gone for airborne. He knows likely he probably won't see any Shermans or M10s. So he can assume that going for Hummels will not receive any sort of retaliation. Gets a cutoff point again. So Scorcher is a good possibility. Tank Hunter will be a horrendous option. And Fallujah Makers wouldn't be half bad. Could go elite infantry. So honestly, right now, I think Scorcher made the best out of the options. Hummel just seems like a decent option. Fallujah Makers are nice, but the other doctrinal abilities are not like it's fantastic. So you can always go for a whole lot of butterfly bombs.
Forward supply line, come
Oh, I know he got one before to take on those M8s. I'm not sure about when he got the second one. And he still has an
Attention, the
M8
enemy
as well as
advances.
throws some Panzerschrecks into AT guns. So there's still users for the AT for the Panzerschrecks. Plus he lost all of his light AT aft tracks. And again, my curse, the minimap goes crazy.
Schützentrupp here. Loud and clear. Send.
The VPs are incredibly similar, 355 to 351. Panzerschreck does roll a miss there, that one does connect. And AT gun is body blocking the
Our
Greyhound.
support command abilities have been upgraded.
Support command, I believe that's all the research needed for Panther research.
Enemy forces are attacking.
I know he
our
had Martyr, I
petrol
know he has
depot.
Panzerschrecks, and now I know he has Panzer Support Command, so he can now get out his Panther research. And he's getting for the Panther research now. Has a lot of manpower, so he's saving up for the Panthers themselves. Doesn't have a whole lot of fuel to plow any other asset at the moment.
Schützentrupp here.
That's going to use Fire Up to get out of the combat. Very nice.
We've captured the target.
Infantry section ready. We are losing a sector.
Panther research has complete. Kettengrad in pursuit, or being pursued by the Greyhound. Kaliningrad slowly being whittled away, but nothing in the backline is going to save it, and he does back off the Greyhound. Granted, with Castle Vision, we know that it was going to be a safe kill, but you never know what your opponent might have.
Reporting task complete. Moving on.
Send your mission orders.
Greyhound getting some repairs. We've got the Panzerstrike capture the central munitions point. The fuel point will be captured up, but it will be mid cut off.
Infantry is now available to Kampfgruppe.
He does have now the ability to call in fortune makers, calls up some butterfly bombs as well as the Panthers. I'm not sure where he called in the butterfly bombs. There it is. Of course, the US player can deploy out some minesweepers, so switch back to the US player since there's a lot more selective abilities to be more alert of. The US player doesn't have a whole lot deployed out the entire game. Going around for another airborne squad, and for the recoil rifles, wouldn't be half bad to engage the Panthers.
Rifleman, steady!
US sniper is also deployed on out. We have 0 kills with it. This is a fresh sniper.
Anti-tank paradrop is asking for coordinates.
That could be useful, but not really absolutely necessary. Second sniper has been deployed on out.
Going after one of
Hopefully
our
he's
munitions
gotten
points.
his supply yard upgrades with the amount of resources he has stockpiled up. Not sure what to get. Get supply yard upgrades.
AT crew deployed.
AT gun has been para-dropped on in. We've got the 2 Panzerstrikes right here. Mortar half track. Maybe I need to get some rounds over here. One of the recommend squad is at Efficiency 1. No
We have 300
mortars upgrade,
points
of
left.
course. And the mortar half track's trying to rain on in. Closest to hit the rifleman squads. Inflamer engineers is getting the decapture there on the fuel point. The rifleman will find a good angle there. They could try rushing forward for a sticky bomb there. Sniper engaging, getting some hits there. Mortar half track far too close. Does receive a close rifle shot there. Other close rifles not properly targeting. Gets a good hit there now. Ooh, finds a landmine there for butterfly bombs. It's the butterfly bombs actually what he found. Getting some deadly hits there. Sniper's trying to back away. They need a full retreat. Both riflemen are in this region. Getting some damage there from this flanking squad. That's why the rifleman squad is following the snipers. That must have been
Sector being
misclick.
captured.
Because if you click on the model itself, it will follow it. And I believe that's what's happening right now. This rifleman squad will need to fall back. And this rifleman squad will get wiped
Casualties
out.
being reported.
Listen up, people.
Paratrooper being reinforced. Forces back to Kettingrad there. The rifleman has been retasked
We are
forward.
losing a sector.
That's the airborne squad being reinforced. A very, very horribly placed incendiary mortar. Yep. Though honestly, a lot of people don't even get the 4-man squads whatsoever, but 4-man SCG squad will be very effective. This map as well is very CQB based.
Our forces are
Does
taking
take up the
casualties.
flamer engineer, no problem.
Hoorah! Paratroopers.
Finds more. Oh, those butterfly bombs. Greyhound doesn't have damage engine crit. Riflemen are fully pinned, and the AT gun will get overran.
We have aerial recon capabilities.
Going for a strafe and run right here. Does get one of the squads there. That's about it.
Losing
He
ground out
targeted
there.
the wrong direction. He should have targeted this way. It would have come almost instantaneously.
Losing ground out there.
AT gun receiving some mortar shots there. Snipers just need to make sure they stay out of that range. Honestly, at first the airborne wasn't bad. I honestly don't think the airborne was the problem. I think the fact that he's not spending his resources. Regardless which doctrine somebody goes for, not spending resources like this is detrimental for so long. Sure, there's a time and place to stockpile some resources I mentioned earlier. But at this point in time, he hasn't spent it for so long that he just has nothing on the field.
Out of supply.
He has one rifleman, one airborne squad. He needs more airborne, more
Losing a
riflemen,
point out there.
or something. Honestly, I'm not so sure. I don't think so. I'm not sure what the airborne player, if the US player, is even doing.
Territory sector being captured. Supply lines are broken. We have territory cut off from supply.
I mean, he could have teched out to get a Hellcats. He could have got 3 Hellcats on the field with his current resources. Regardless of which doctrine he selected, the fact that he's just not deploying anything. And he went down to get the AT gun line, paragraph the AT gun, we could just deploy AT gun with the motor pool and got the bombing run.
Rifle squad has the
He has munitions for a bombing run. Rifleman squad can't get close. He hasn't even got a mine. Oh, he does have a minesweeper here, but it's not properly being microed either. I'm not sure what the manpower rate is. Remember, he only has 24 population as well, so he doesn't have a whole lot to put out on the field.
Listen up.
Nope.
Supply lines.
Translate
broken.
players getting repairs on his
Territory
Panthers.
cut
Very
off from
nice.
supply.
And right now the Pants. How much resources does the Pants Elite player have stored up? Not a whole lot. I thought it was going to be a bit more since it's been a bit more passive because the US players just taking horrible engagements in general.
Kampfgruppe is
I
losing
mean, the first
ammunition
engagement in the
to the
game was
enemy.
horrendously bad for the US player. Just because you go for get the cutoff point doesn't mean it's detrimental. Manpower is a valuable resource that people tend to overlook sometimes. Speaking of snipers,
Operation posts report we are losing a sector.
snipers do get a pair of kills there. Magic squad does fall back, then maybe a follow-up shot. No extra snipers being built. He has finally got another airborne squad. It is being upgraded for cordless rifles, which makes sense to help engage the Panthers.
Ready to get this done.
What does he do with his snipers? I first thought, oh, he's probably going to call in an airstrike on those artillery pieces or something like that, but not sure what he's doing whatsoever.
Got the point. It's ours now. Engineers reporting.
Munition point has been captured up.
Stand to. Stand to.
Cordless rifles are almost deployed.
Under fire. Airborne, death from above.
This airborne squad, that's sort of funny. He has 0 infantry kills and 4 light vehicle kills.
Eagles in the
Okay. True, but he's not in position to go for a base kill.
Enemy unit down.
It's a great strafing run there, that's for sure. Actually, now there's actually a great opportunity for the snipers to pick off some of these retreating squads.
Grenadiers are down. Ready.
Airborne troops are going way
Going
forward,
after a fuel point. One of ours.
but these Panthers can stick around and start dueling with the airborne squads. We got G43 squads here. They can perhaps suppress down one of the recoilless rifles. Yeah, he does go and suppress recoilless rifles there. Gets some good rearmor hits there. Gets some poor control there. Low off ground forces are here as well. Armor cars put on as well. Does recover the suppression there with fired up. Rolls a miss there. Gets hit there. Spreading his fire. Gets a sticky bomb off, and these forces are falling back. No kills on these guys just yet.
Our forces are taking
And it does get a
casualties.
wipe there with the butterfly bombs. Oh, Fallschirmjäger's been put out in the mix of it. They may have decaptured this point. I see a down Fallschirmjäger
Engineers.
from something.
Eyes and ears, ladies.
From AT
57
gun?
mil at your service.
That's it. Construction
Roger.
finished.
We've got a Greyhound still alive as well. He could perhaps keep the flanks secured. Is he just gonna call them bombing runs?
Yeah, sure. Look at Gilroy. Look at Gilroy. He came down and he ate all right. Not if you want to fly. No way.
AT gun being deployed on out somewhere. Not sure where though. Okay, he's trying to go for a base kill with the AT guns. Okay. But he still has forces here. He has a verbal one here. Sure, he may get something killed, but his opponent has a lot of force he can quickly respond to it for an dropped AT gun.
Posts report
Is he
we are
going for a
losing
mass
sector.
AT gun? Yeah, the Panthers can push. Yeah, like I said, the Panthers can just push into his opponent's base. The Vorbalwin and 2-2 can respond to the AT guns. Got another airborne troop in. Is he going to go for all in for air? Is that even a term for Company Goes 1? Going all in? I think that's the case where I could actually use the term going all in for a base kill. He doesn't have time. He only has 102 tickets left. He does kill off the Flak Irving. Does spot the AT gun there as well. Greyhounds here as well. This airborne troop is trying to
Down
get
to
upgraded with
100
closer
points.
rifles. Another AT gun being dropped in as well. Oh, dive, yes, but you should dive to mean to kill something individually, not necessarily to finish off the entire base. The dives are just meant like to, like, say, dive in, take out rocket artillery or artillery piece.
Who wants us?
Panther's almost down. Get some good hits there. Panther gets destroyed. Grid does capture the Flak Irving. And it's called Flak 38 Quad 20mm, captured by the US player. So he is called Flak Irving. The Flak Irving, captured Flak Irving does go down. These forces coming to spawn. D2 does go down here with the Vorbalwin and the Panther here. Let's see, what does the Panzer League player have for Collins? Does not have the Loiter, or the Overwatch. Call another Vorbalwin perhaps quickly. Hits the Greyhound there, while the Flak Irving's receiving some fire.
On me, airborne.
Airborne squads trying to be reinforced, receiving some deadly hits there by the Panther.
Supply lines are broken. We have territory cut off from supply.
Does have two snipers here for anti-infantry purposes. No SCGs, no Fallschirmjägers with the FG-42s either. Luftwaffe squads are quite durable. They have 5 models there, so they're a good item for the snipers to throw some rounds into. Actually, the Fallschirmjäger has picked up a Horus rifle. Not exactly a good idea at this height. Fresh mortar half track. He's got into barrage from range. Very good idea. Fallschirmjäger
Enemy unit down.
tried to go for a sniper, was unsuccessful.
AT, here!
We're down to 50 points.
If he starts repairing these structures, he can perhaps pull a roll on it. What does the Panzer League player has in manpower-wise? He needs to perhaps bring in both the Vorbalwins and dive in. 2 Vorbalwins can do a lot of damage and cause a lot of suppression. The fact that Vorbalwin's not going in, I would say, is a bit of a problem. As Grenadier, the squad needs to fall back. No, he does have the Panzer Support Command back here. Not sure what's being called in. Looks like straight, no bombing run. Does have the mortar half track there, which is important. And I think it may have splashed the Panther as well.
Send commission orders.
lot of these forces have been severely wounded. Airborne troops so can't be reinforced on the front line. 180 gun, 280 guns are here. This airborne troop needs more reinforcements. Picks up the
Base is
Panzerschreck.
under enemy fire.
And this one does get suppressed there, but does receive 2 shots there. The 80 guns do
Ammunition
not
stores are under attack.
get a hit there.
Victory is imminent. The enemy is down to 25 points.
Very little tickets remaining. The VP has been captured up here by the US player. We got G43 squad here. Suppressive fire ability. Now's the time for suppressive fire ability. Press stall off of the VP game. We got Fulton Makers here being upgraded to FG42s.
Our base is under attack.
The sniper's still a problem. The FG42s and the Fulton Makers would be very handy indeed. Over here, the Panzer Grenadier squad
supply lines are broken.
has been
We have
treated back,
territory
not
under
using the
supply.
suppressive fire ability there, though fire it up would cancel it out.
Chaser, the enemy is stealing a victory point from beneath our noses.
So the US player will decapture the points in time. Fresh verbal ones right
Supply
here.
lines are broken. We have territory
Getting
out
the
of
sniper
supply.
would be very handy indeed.
Base is under enemy
Panzer Grenadiers
fire.
does
The
spot
enemy
the
has
stuff.
cut down an infantry
Does
unit.
not get the kill there. Infantry's not advancing. There we go. Infantry's advancing over this direction now. And now he does not have any call-ups since he lost the HQ. Panthers leading the way. Absorbing a lot of shots there.
Anti-aircraft guns.
18 gun will get decrewed there. Rifleman may go down. He needs to focus on those snipers. Maybe the Panzerfaust, throw a Panzerfaust in one of these groups.
The enemy is weakening
Let's take out the
even
snipers now. But the sniper's actually still alive. These are good crushes there. Panther likely gets sacrificed. Potion makers need to fall back. Good damage there. Does the suppress the pinto mount on the Panther did some good work. Trying to reinforce these airborne troops. Does pick up the AT guns, but all of his armors are down.
The enemy has territory cut off from supply.
Needs to back away over here to get some repairs. And reinforcements.
Forward supply lines are broken.
And we got more airbornes now being reinforced. And looks like he may have backed out of the game. Somehow they... Yep. I would say the Panzer player threw it.
Enemy
There was some
forces are
big...
attacking our petrol depot.
I would say he should have immediately gone for a verbal win. Use what remaining manpower you receive in to get out another Luftwaffe ground forces, a Fallschirmjäger to support reinforce in the middle of the battle. But having 2 verbal wins come around the flanks and start hitting stuff in the rear probably would have displaced the force quite quickly, because 2 suppression platforms right there can suppress the entire group. By the way, this is Anagrade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Get enough munitions for butterfly bombs, right? Granted, that would just probably absorb shots rather than actual detonations there. I don't know. Let's see now. Casted quite a bit with him recently, so let's go for another 2v2. Here we go. Here's some names I don't recognize, so let's go for this one here. Now every day I actually see Annihilation Victory, where Annihilation Victory was a way to save and win the game, rather than for the VP game. Greetings everyone, and Grade here for another Company Heroes 1 replay. Spawn on the south side as the Brits, we have Top Gaming. Spawn as ally as the US player of Hauptmann. Spawn on the north side as the Wehrmacht player, we have and XZ and Z. Not exactly sure how to pronounce that. And spawning as the Panzer Elite player, we have Super Duper User. Everyone else hasn't heard the word duper. Like, that's playground stuff. Yep, Scorched Earth has place, but I believe if I were to balance Scorched Earth, I'll probably make it so the cast time, it takes a long time, and you can only do it on points you can control rather than neutral points in general. That's one way I think you could balance Scorched Earth or Scorching Currents, because it's a little bit BS. You could just quickly decapture point and it's instantly scorched a point. No, Scorched Earth should be, rather than last ditch effort, should be more of a costly investment. Sure, it could be free, but it takes time. Time is important. Oh yeah, the repair time is too long, and if it gets interrupted, you have to start over. I've actually thought about implementing something similar to my mod in Computers 2. In theory, because in the game there are neutral structures that both players can repair and repair over time. They're known as bridges.
There she is.
So there are mechanics in the game where a repaired object takes time through by both players and store based on the health of being repaired.
Where to, gents?
Each section slowly advancing. Scope rifles going for the munitions point here. This field point was captured up by the Kettengrad. Non-sector, however. Another Kettengrad here. You got 2 Panzer Grenadiers deployed on out. Of course, got the Volksgrenadiers pulling out some wire. Pioneers captured the munitions point, and Pioneers captured this fuel point. We do got a Bren carrier right here. Load up the scope rifle squad. I'm not sure why. It'd be better to load up the regular infantry section. Maybe because that one's already over there, captured the point.
All right, chaps, fire up.
G43 Panzer Grenadiers will have trouble versus this Bren carrier, especially at close range. I suppose they would do better at close range, though. Still, either way, this G43 squad need to fall back. They're actually maybe stuck there. Depending on their movement path, they could actually be stuck. They need to fall back. Okay, they're not stuck there. Never mind. It's one of the worst fears, like, oh, you need to retreat back, and all of a sudden you realize you guys are stuck and you can't move.
NCO's reporting they have destroyed a German target.
Grand carrier is severely wounded, but is alive and forced back 2 Panzer Grenadiers. MG42 Volksgrenadiers making their advance. Over here, we got the motorcycle being overran by riflemen. Damaged engine on the motorcycle. MG42 does have some sandbags here deployed in the center map. We'll have very good coverage there, especially with the wire there. Did he just cut the wire there with the Volksgrenadier? I must be going crazy. Volksgrenadier are behind some heavy cover right there. Grand carrier is advancing with the MMG carrier upgrade. Trying to go for some great flanking hits. The defense crews of the MG42 schemes great damage there along with the Volksgrenadiers. These guys are currently suppressed. One of them has recovered suppression there. Scoop rifles in the middle of the map. MMG carrier upgrade has been deployed on out. Gets good damage there, but he does get damaged engine crit. And MG42 is going to stick around. Trying to go for the repair ability on the MMG carrier. But it will just only prolong the inevitable at the current rate. It sounds like a frag grenade was thrown there. US medic has been deployed on out. There is actually a very forward medic station here, so he should be able to cover a lot of casualties. Bren carrier backing away. Does hold back the MG42 because the riflemen were flanking it, and the Bren carrier does go out of control. 2 G43 Panzer Grenadiers and 2 unupgraded Panzer Grenadiers we can advance with the Pioneers to support. Scope rifles have received the suppressive fire ability there. No landmine. Okay, what's causing the explosions? Was there... Did the riflemen throw frag grenades? It had to have been riflemen frags, right?
We're losing a munition sector.
I was paying attention, all of a sudden I hear explosions. US medics have been spotted and will be gunned down. Engineers being suppressed down. We do have the Ketograd receiving a bit of fire at point blank range by the intersections, and we've got these Panther advancing. One of them is oh so wounded. They need to fall back sooner rather than later, get reinforcements, or just healed up if he has defensive operation. He must not have defensive operations. So he's going to come out and score his ally. We do have a inter support truck coming on forward. Nothing really here wrecking the HQ command truck. There is a lieutenant here supporting the scope rifles. These guys are backing away a little bit as well. One Panzer Grenadier model does get killed at point blank range. And he does go ahead and fall back. Support's not needed. We do got a bunker here. Casualty recovery bunker?
Ready for the fight!
Ketograd getting repaired up by the Pioneers. Riflemen skirting around. There's a pair of Wehrmacht landmines. Note, those are both U.S. landmines. It may look yellow in the occlusion, not sure what it's called. But actually, it's the U.S. player's landmine. We do have some landmines that are being employed out by the Wehrmacht player, though.
Ready to move on. Let's get on with it, lads.
Unknown number of enemy are moving on one of our victory points.
It's literally one guy in the back end of a vehicle. He's completely unarmed. That's the unknown.
Say the word. All set.
Lieutenant and infrastructure are right here. They try to go for mortar emplacement. A little bit exposed. I guess he really wants some mortar support. Maybe better to put the mortar hit right there. Much more coverage. We do... the damn camera bug. When I click on the minimap, I want to go there. We got a captain and a sapper on the build queue. That's going to butt the Ketograd who really wants that dead. And congratulations. It is dead. It is dead. There we go. Hold it too
NCO's
early.
reporting they have destroyed a German target.
We've got 5 Panzer Grenadiers pushing way forward. One of them is actually a tank buster squad. So 3 Ju-43s, 2 Panther trucks. And that is a recovery bunker. I'm not sure how many casualties they have recovered. We've got a rifleman sitting on up.
Right, the victory point is under my control. Sure now.
Volks Grenadiers are right there as well. They do pass spot this medic station there, but there's a lot of riflemen here. On the left side, got Captain Panzer Grenadiers pushing way forward. Seems like everybody's starting to blob up now. Captain's in the region. He needs to go on the back side of this truck to avoid fire. Armor command trucks going forward, so we're not seeing a Stuart rush, but we're actually going to see perhaps a Cromwell rush, maybe Staghounds. As much as I don't want to see mass Staghounds, I've got a bit of a bitter taste in my mouth from Staghounds in general. Lieutenant needs to fall back, avoid this area. Let's use a heroic charge to have the Lieutenant run away. The Panzer Grenadiers do all fall back. We got a supply yard here by the U.S. player. Made to see the U.S. player deploy out of Greyhound. The Brit has quite a bit of manpower stored up. He can actually deploy with the 2 command points. He is able to deploy out a Churchill if he so chooses. The field support truck has packed on up as well. I believe it was gathering more munitions income. He may be eyeing some more fuel. He may be eyeing for some Cromwells or Kangaroos. Half-track has been spotted. We got the Volks Grenadiers. Wait, is this straight up AFK? Ooh, landmine detonation there, blowing up both landmines, wiping now a full rifleman squad because there's 1 squad missing there. Medics are being recovered, or recovering a pair of casualties, but he is about ready to lose the station itself. He does drop off those 2 casualties before it goes down. I think the U.S. player is actually AFK out of the game.
QM's just distributed supercharged rounds to the arty line.
So we do have Royal Artillery, as well as 25 powder. Volksgrenadiers get inside this garrison.
Roger.
This player is not selected the doctor just yet, and yeah, he's gone.
Ready.
So much for a replay of people I don't really see much before, and it's a shame that
Losing a
all
victory.
the players
We
now
are
can't
losing
get a
a
good
victory
game
point.
because the US player is just AFK.
Now what?
Designated landmine there as well, and unfortunately does fall back. Half track skirting around. Yep. At this time, I'm going to fast forward, see if the US player does anything, because at this current rate, if the US player backs out, I'm just going to stop casting this replay because it's not worth 2v1. Half track does actually go down right there. MV42 does get some good suppression there, but Rogue Charge doesn't bring them back up. And the US. Oop! Looks like he found a landmine there. Takes out the captain.
Sector being captured.
Martyr deployed on out. The US player. Yep, now the US player is back in the game, but he lost so much being AFK like that.
It's all the same to me.
We recommend on the build queue. He's going for Tank Depot now. He can get out a pair of Shermans or a bunch of M10s. Staghound has deployed on out. And the Rifleman squad does get suppressed there. Those are all frag grenades. They didn't get frag research. Gets a full squad wipe. Very nice. Another Rifleman. He will have his third Rifleman squad rebuilt. 2 Sherman tanks on the build queue. Hope he goes for Armor Doctrine. 2 casualties being recovered there by the Wehrmacht player. Section looking moving forward. The lieutenant needs to maintain his distance. This lets all suppressors either way. Needs to fall back. He's going to try and close the distance, get some damage there on the Panzer Grenadiers. 30 cal emplacement finds some bullets there. .25 pounder barrage in the center of the part of the map. And you got the first Sherman tank now out on the field. The second Sherman tank will take a little bit of time. Without armor doctor selected, he does have to slow his build rate.
Ready to die? Just make it count.
As Grenadiers do fall back.
It's time to shred some crap.
Does get a 50 cal upgrade, very nice.
Objective secure. Rifle squad defending.
Staghound joined the Kaliningrad carcass. The Brits infantry starts to make its report. Does have a Bren gun and as well as 2 PS, able to butt and annihilate the Piets. Boob trap has triggered, so the Pensley player has gone for Scorched Earth. And the US player may lose his Rifleman squad.
We got a full combat load.
Another booby trap right here. And that was a deadly hit there. And he may lose the squad. Nope.
Casualties
Yes, he
being
does.
reported.
Target destroyed. Enemy infantry down.
Sherman tank does get a kill there on the medic and starts to focus on the casualty cover bunker. Got the mortar here, as well as a mortar half track. Healing building deployed on the MG42 is quite healed.
Ready to fight, sir.
Oh, he still has 1 rifleman. He
Awaiting your orders,
had 3
sir.
riflemen. This one did avoid the
We
booby
got a
traps.
full combat load.
And the fresh grenadier does manage to pop out in time. There's a drop Grenade Warfare right here. Sort of hard to see, but there's actually a
We
Grenade
hold the
Warfare right there.
initiative. At this rate, we'll be taking Berlin by Christmas.
Ooh, good Incendiary Mortar hit there, but he has finished capturing the VP. 2 Sherman tanks are out on the field. A lot of Panzer trucks in this region. 2 Panzer trucks. Pack 38 could be recaptured by the Volksgrenadiers. Yes, he will be recaptured by the Volksgrenadiers. He's considered with the onto the Sherman tanks. Martyrs for Super 4, but will have trouble tangling with a Sherman tank at point blank range. Stu's out on the field, which is not a good weapon in this case. And it looks like the 25-pounder gets directed there on the 25-pounder, same Sherman tank there. And actually, there's another directed there, actually destroying the Pack 38. Mortar's going to be overran by the Sherman tank. Martyr will get overran.
Enemy unit down.
Getting up that one Sherman tank, that will come in handy. Third Sherman tank deployed on the field, getting a 50 cal upgrade as well. Ooh. I was gonna say great teamwork there, but oh, that's a lot of stuff
Initiating
down.
defensive operations.
Sherman Firefly here to support out. Bound for infantry doctrine, not for armor. Okay. And on the
Enemy unit down.
the Wehrmacht, the Wehrmacht player has actually back the game, and that's okay. What was that game? US player was AFK, lost everything, and somehow they won? I don't know. This is Angry saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Yeah, it's getting actually a bit late right now. I'm probably going to call it a night. I need to get some sleep into me. Get some food into me as well. I haven't eaten my dinner yet. Hope everyone have a good evening, and get some good sleep. Enjoy.